trombone. She grabs my horn to my delight, knows just how to blow it right. A virtuoso day or night when she blows that rusty trombone. When I pull out my instrument and fiddle by her side, such a sweet accompaniment, she grabs me by my pride. She's a big bottom blower, I'm a fast-paced hugger. When we duet, she's just a low-down sucker. Her mouth through the piece, her lips through her bucket, she blows that rusty trombone. Blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, blow, baby, blow. Thrilling armature, astounding, I must say. She fills my heart with rapture when she blows my ass away. Well, I hope that the fun hasn't just begun. She digs on her teeth with the tip of her tongue, kicking off rust with spit on her thumb when she blows that rusty trombone. Blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby, blow, baby. Oh, baby, blow, baby, blow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, citizens, residents, visitors, and welcome back to the Cravenstown streaming complex on this Sunday, the 16th of December 2018 for Story Sunday. And if it is your first time here, a very warm welcome to Cravenstown. How the devil are you? I am sorry, I am running really rather late. Far more than I intended. I was on the fence whether I could do a stream at all today. Short version, as I posted it in Cravenstown, so those of you who are there know. Heavy night last night. Heavy night. I hadn't been out for a proper night out in London, or really a proper heavy night out. Actually, no, I did one 2-3 weekends ago. But as a full-on night out in London, like a big night out, I hadn't done one in a while. Plus, I don't drink that much anyway, and I'm getting old. So a triple whammy to counter having any tolerance for much of anything. I could hold my liquor fine, but it's not getting drunk quickly. It's the recovery after. That's when my tolerance is completely dead. I got out of bed at 5 p.m. today, and I thought, right. But I was like, I've slept off the worst of it. I've slept straight through. I got into bed very late, so it's mostly straight up tiredness. I remember everything. I wasn't too hammered, but that's not what I necessarily define as a heavy night, all told, just how much you've drunk. Anyway, short version, I've started to believe my own bullshit. We've all been there. And I got about as far as my desk, and all the goblins went and yeah. I had to get some food in me, just generally feel sorry for myself, try and do a couple of very fraction of useful things with the day. Did a little more sound tests, as I noticed at the end of the indie stream on Thursday, our last, the last appearance of the show, was Hey, Citizen Angel Queen, my dear, how are you? I hope you've had hello Incuria with Viking Incuria power. Get better. I'm on my way. So naturally, for the very few times I'm drinking on the stream, hair of the dog. Cheers. Responsibly, as Traz would say. As I was deeply irresponsible yesterday. Actually, the reason being I've run out of protein powder. I just ordered some more, but no douche juice. No douche juice tonight. It's just on the beer. Seeing off the weekend. And Resident and Kyria and Citizen Angel Queen, how are you guys? It is good to see you. Yes, as I was saying about sound issues, I pretty much resolved and I think made things a little better. At the end of Thursday's stream, when I was talking a bit more quietly because the rest of the house had gone to bed, the rest of the mayor's manor had retired to their chambers. But because I've been fiddling around with some settings after the robot voice went permanent, I had to change a lot of stuff around. I had to rebalance everything, and I'd changed something where the picking me up if I spoke too quietly wasn't kicking in right away, and I watched the tail end of the VOD, and there was bits where I'm talking but it didn't kick in until later. So hopefully I've been doing some tests and I've got the levels down, so when I inevitably have to talk quieter this evening, sort of after midnight, it should all be fine. So that's all good. Thursday's run was great. It was really what. Sorry, let me see. The chat already came up. I just mid-spiel. I'm doing all right. How are things? Indeed, hashtag responsibly. Things are fine. I was out last night at a friend's birthday. Actually, ex-housemate who moved away. She's a doctor and she's on rotation. We're right next to a hospital, so she was living here for a year and now she's somewhere else. And yeah, it was a last sort of chance to see her before everyone's away for Christmas and New Year's and that. And it was a really nice birthday. It was good to just go out and have a night out again and have a dance and sort of dress up, tidy myself up, look a little bit fly, all that good stuff. I learned sign language when midnight go all fingers, facial and body expressions. It's actually not a bad idea. Well, it is kind of the concept of it. The idea of how that would come across on stream is rather fun. I'm tempted. I saw a streaming friend of mine, Dracthonia. I hadn't been back to her stream in a little bit. And she's got a little plugin that does real-time subtitles. It just reads what it's saying. Obviously, they're rather funny because it's free, and I assume it's free. And as it reads, just like certain YouTube automatic subtitles, some of the stuff it comes up with what it thinks you're saying is hilarious. But I thought it might not be such a bad thing to add, especially for like Story Sunday when I'm doing a lot of narrative and I'm reading, for people who might struggle to listen or maybe want it down low but still to see what I'm saying. Basically make the show more accessible, but we'll see. It's all good. I don't have a great lot else to say. With the coming week, I'm not quite sure. This coming week's going to be the last normal week. On Friday, I go back to the Shire. I'm just letting people. I'm going to do this in each warm up because I sometimes get a different audience for different days, being a variety streamer, as you all know, and I'm not sure what the schedule. Hey, Citizen Havison. Hello, welcome. What the schedule will be around Christmas. It will likely be subject to change. I will, of course, do my best to post in Krayven's Town and keep you all updated as and when I'm, of course, on Twitter and in Krayven's Town when I'm going live, etc. I might have some days off here. It'll very, very likely be some different games because if I stream while I'm back at my family home in Oxfordshire, I'll have different games on. I've got most stuff set up on my laptop, but different things downloaded, and I'm not going to completely shaft all of my mum's download limit for the for Christmas by like, oh yeah, let me just install like 100 gigs of additional games. So it might be a little bit mixed up. It won't be I'll be back on the headset. If I do, I'll be on different sound quality, or I might just end up sort of taking the week off to have some family time, in which case I'll figure with how it's going to go and what's on the schedule for the Christmas time and how many people we're hosting and everything else. So watch this space in that regard. But I want to let people know what's going on with the coming week, etc. That's about it. I won't spend too long on today's warm-up simply because entirely my own fault. I'm running very late, and I'd like to try and get through the White March, give you guys some awesome fantasy podcast, live cam, high skill gaming, beautiful British tone reading, stuff that you come to know and expect and tune in for. But do catch me up. I hope you've all had a spectacular weekend. I hope whatever you've been doing, it's been fun, it's been enjoyable, whether it's work, whether it's play, whether it's rest, whether it's out and about. Tell me your stories. Catch me on what's going on. Friends, Romans, countrymen, or friends, Krayvonians, countrymen, I suppose. let's get this party started. So yes, I do my best not to be low energy, or like if I seem a little strung out, you understand why, but I'm going to be a nice sort of borderline ASMR reading. Now hopefully the cursor is going to show up, because it showed up properly finally in Darkest Dungeon. I changed a little setting. Ah, yes, it is. I can see on the watching the stream on my phone. This is curious. Ah, that's better, right? I thought the volume had gone a bit too low there. That's another thing. The game volume coming in is going a bit funny sometimes with OBS. But yes, I realised that for like the last 7 months and 7.5 months I've been doing this, it's been really rather difficult, especially in this game, for you guys to follow what's been going on. Because I'm highlighting, and in Darkest Dungeon as well, I've been highlighting all these things, and I didn't have the cursor setting on, and I didn't realise how easy it was to set up and do. Definitely, which one was it? 7, yeah, this one. So now when I'm clicking and I'm doing things like, all right, this guy, and he's going to go here, and I'm running around, I'm trying to go, oh yeah, and if you look over and I'm gesturing with the mouse cursor, it'll actually be there. Yay! So where we last left our adventurers, our intrepid heroes, our questers, was last week we killed not one but 2 bog dragons. Rather unexpectedly. Did I play any Magic the Gathering Arena on Friday? I was here for the stream, not always the games. That makes total sense, Inkiria. In fact, that's wonderful, because as a variety stream, you can't hear anything better, because I like it when people, regardless of what I'm playing, are tuning in. If you're tuning in more for the community and for myself than necessarily what I'm playing, that's awesome. Because, and then if it's like a game you happen to like, that's bonus on top. So I totally get that, and thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I'm trying to remember Friday. Let me look at my diary. What did I do on Friday? I might have done, Haverson. I might have done. I honestly, genuinely don't recall. Yes. Now, just bring up the map. Where we last left everybody, I go to the world map. So we're in the White March at the moment region, but this special area, this Malgrick Ian, this fen, this bog, appeared as a special area we had to go because some scouts came and tried to accost us in Stalwart Village, but we weren't there, and they were captured and either killed or killed themselves. And then we had to go and deal with an enemy. Turns out it was a whole additional archmage, like the one we took on in Cragholt Bluffs, who was a rival and an enemy of the one we killed in Cragholt Bluffs, but wanted to kill off his spirit entirely, because we've still got his spirit trapped in a skull that we've got as a sort of trinket pet thing. And I had 2 bloody dragons with him. I'd heard of a bog dragon. A little instinct was like, maybe it's going to be here, but I thought it might be one. Also, we walked through into a thicket and it sprung it on us before we'd even had a chance to buff up and eat all the addition, basically do everything you should do before taking on a dragon, which are the toughest enemies in the game. We came through it first time, essentially ambushed by not 1 but 2 dragons with flying colours. One thing I'm doing here in Longwatch Falls is I have Palagina, our paladin, because she's awesome, back in the party. So, and I'm just going to bring up the inventory. She's wearing a breastplate that we actually got from killing the toughest enemy in the game, which was the Alpine Dragon, who is in this area. And to upgrade it, we've got to rest in the Alpine Dragon's lair after it's been slain. It's a soulbound thing. We've got very particular ways. Each soulbound weapon has unique ways to upgrade it. So we're going to cheese it over here to this cave. We've already cleared out this whole region, so I'll just fast mode this. Palagina's storming ahead. She's like, I want a totally ripped, even more awesome breastplate. She's already got a fully upgraded soulbound sword that we got from this region, from an altar up the top of the map. In fact, I'll just bring that up a little again. Over here, where it says Dwarven Ruins, that was where her sword that she's currently rocking, because it's awesome for a paladin. The Grey Sleeper, fully upgraded, and now she's... So for this particular part of the world, she's done extremely well for herself. Or did I play against a guy called... If it was literally Tiny Ruins, Thor. If you played against someone called Krayven, that could have been me, Haverson. What I don't know is if you're allowed the same username in Magic the Gathering Arena, because each team member, each player, their actual ID has got a hashtag and then a 4-digit code after it, which implies that you might be able to have the same username, but you'd have a unique tag. I discovered that when they introduced direct challenge mode, so you could challenge friends. Apparently we left something behind. Silver Fennings and a Snowcap in a Frost Ooze. Tut tut. Oh, his body's completely gone. Yeah, this is his dragon horde. I'm used to the bodies taking a while to fade away. A giant white dragon body was here. Anyhow. We're already rested and everything. So we may as well just camp. Fine. Citizen Melissa, how you doing? You passed 1,000 emoticons now. GG. There we go, fully upgraded. And Citizen Melissa, hello there, good evening. So it binds with a monk, paladin, or a chanter. Now it's done, it's gotten +3 intellect, litany against minor afflictions once per rest. 50% chance to cast vigorous defense whenever she's hit. That's amazing. Grants triumph for the Crusaders when endurance drops below 50% once per encounter. Oh my god, I'm going to be running her into danger, because Triumph for the Crusaders is an incredible... that's like a built-in priest. All Starband upgrades are complete. It's now superb. Additional +6 damage reduction. And grants triggered immunity once per encounter. What's this? Immune to slash damage once per encounter. That's a little bit of a nombo with Triumph for the Crusaders when your endurance goes below 50%. Actually, no, it's not. I could wait for that and then trigger it. Let's just read the... I'm going to read the blurb all the way through now. From the top, the full blurb of Ryona's breastplate. But before I do, I'm doing very well. Still busy with PNP on my other... No problem at all. I appreciate the lurk support. If the noise is bothering, just mute the tab, and that way the view will still count. Or if you're just enjoying the podcast side of it, thank you. I shall endeavour to keep you entertained with my delightful British accent. Okay, so Ryona's breastplate. This dark green, enamelled steel breastplate was the property of Ryona, an adventurer who hailed from the Valian Republics and found her calling running with expedition companies in the Direwood. A small amount of copper chain extends under the breastplate for additional protection. That's cool. Ryona ended her career early after giving up her expedition group to a dragon in the White March in exchange for her own life. Diabolical cow. After escaping the Alpine Dragon, Ryona was overwhelmed with guilt, less diabolical. She resolved that she would not rest until she had made amends for each of the lives she had traded away, and she began to travel the Eastern Reach in search of ways to help the surviving relations of her lost adventuring company. In Defiance Bay, she found the widower of one of the lost expeditioners. His wife had been part of the expedition in hopes of finding treasure within Durgan's battery that might pay off a debt he owed to House Duminal. By the time Ryona arrived, House Duminal had already put out a contract on his life. She acted as his personal bodyguard and helped him to survive a series of attacks by putting herself in the line of fire. Improbably, Ryona and the widower both lived through the ordeal. In Midwood, she came to the aid of the family of an aristocratic expeditioner who had failed to satisfy the house of his daughter's husband-to-be with the dowry he had provided. The angry in-laws swore to destroy the family for the insult and enlisted a band of bleak walkers to perform the deed. So they're like a really nasty paladin order. Ryona rallied together an army of the expeditioner's vassals, exhorting them with a powerful speech about the kind of man he'd been, and together they slew the bleak walkers to the last man. Always, though, the form of the dragon loomed large in Ryona's mind and haunted her dreams. She succeeded in every effort to help those who were close to the expeditioners she had sacrificed, and yet peace eluded her. Only then did she come to understand that she would have to face the dragon and see it dead or die in the attempt. She gathered her belongings and embarked on one final journey to the White March and was never seen again. I imagine her bones are in here somewhere, but she can at last rest in peace because we slew the White Dragon. In fact, after it wiped the floor with us repeatedly when I made the stupid attempt to try and take it on at level 10/11, we walked in at level 14 and kicked the piss out of it, which I'm moderately proud of because it says 16 on average to have a realistic chance. That said, some people go on to this on Trial of Iron mode and do it at level 12 because they're insane. Now, with that done, with that nice little upgrade sorted, and a lovely little narrative arc for a piece of armor closed and completed, we can head towards the next part of the story for this region, which I think is not Whitestone Hollow. It'll be, here, Krayven's Scar. Now, to catch you all up with where we are, that's the main story. We've only got 3 quests that are ongoing things for our own party members. They're party members' quests. Bounty Magran's Faithful, that's in Searing Falls, and Songs of the Wild. So no even outstanding tasks left. Legit lore. Thank you, Havison. I think so. That's why we're here. That's how I play. So, the Forgotten Army. Well, reach Krayven's Scar. The White Forge has been restored thanks to your efforts in the White March. But Ondra, who's a goddess of death, I think, she's the one who created the Eyeless and sent a meteor to hit. Anyway, a long amount of lore. If you want to catch more of that, catch up on the VODs. By the way, I'll be posting more about this once it's all done, but I'm putting all my VODs up on my YouTube channel now. I'll be doing a timer at some point to give a link to it and so on. Ondra divulged that the Eyeless remain hidden when inactive, gathered together in a place known as Krayven's Scar, lair of the Eyeless. So we've recreated Abydon's hammer, which is essentially from a piece of his own hammer. So we kind of have this god hammer that can summon them and actually destroy them. Ondra said that the Eyeless are gathered together in a fragment of Eyeless Bratha that lies in Krayven's Scar, and that there may be a way to stop them if I can reach this place. However, Ondra has advised me that I need to recreate Abydon's hammer first in order to be able to summon them to their deaths, so we've done that. Travel to Krayven's Scar. A large fragment of Eyeless Bratha lies in Krayven's Scar. It is there I must go to destroy the army of the Eyeless. And with all other things done, we will literally cheese it back to here. Fast mode once again. We're rested up. We're fully buffed. We have this sick new... In fact, while they're... Oh no, it pauses the game when they're running, but sod it. Krayven's now carrying Abydon's hammer that I think is fully upgraded. It's legendary. It's literally legendary. It's the first legendary item we've got, and it's just insane. It looks so cool as well. But we're using Krayven's other weapons right now because they still need upgrading. He has a soulbound club, like a monk's club as well. Yeah, at this point in the game, as we're sort of moving towards, we're quite a high level. We're very, very tough, and we have a lot of rather tidy gear. So, Krayven's Scar. It'll take us 20 hours to complete our journey. Not a problem. Not a problem. That's some cool artwork. Yeah, I haven't seen this yet, so this place has got some unique artwork as well. It's going to be a whole new map. Apparently, some of the most toughest and vigilant and dedicated of Ondra's worshippers guard this place, as she created it as a hidden place no one would ever find to put the army of the Eyeless. And their whole point of existing is to destroy anyone who knows about... Mahena was able to help Adina Fergus overcome her turmoil. We have a little... I'll read that bit in a second. We have a little update from the Stronghold, so what's going on? Oh, we have a quest. A grand adventure. Reward 750 to 2,000 copper. A major item expires in a day. Duration 4 turns. These are little Stronghold quests that come about. We will assign... Who will we assign? Let's assign Kana. Anyone will do, but it's the character I like the least. Assign. Excellent, that's that done. quest up. Well, both our quests updated as well. What are we've reached? Okay, so for Lairdy Eyeless, make your way to the fragment of Ione Bratha. Lying near the centre of the frozen lake in Caeron Scar is a fragment of Ione Bratha, the fallen moon. Basically, Ondra summoned a piece of moon and chucked it at the planet, you know, as gods do. Within is a means to put an end to the Eyeless. And then I've got updated Destroy the Eyeless. I have found where the Eyeless are based. I must find a way to destroy them before they come after me with their full strength. Ondra has assured me that when the time comes, she will tell me what I must do. She has said that I need to be in the heart of their stronghold in order to execute her plan. Very well. How big's this region? Sizable, if that's how little of the map is uncovered so far. Oh! Well, that went well. That uncovered a lot of the map. That is a lot of automatons. Those guys are all quite massive. They're not so tough. All of this is because of us. Come on, let's finish it. That's it there. Oh, sweet. Okay, didn't uncover all of the map, but it gave us a nice head start. And what I will do, stealthy mode and fast mode. See what we can scout out. With my newest pet as well, in Brintwin Ban. I think there's some fungus over here. Tin hat, yes, excellent. Right. This seems to be the only way down. I'm scouting as well because that's the way we'll uncover certain secret things. If there's a... Oh, there's a soul there. Someone's died nearby and their soul... Well, recently, if their soul's still lingering. Or most likely recently. Aha, and our first enemy, a Lagafath Barbarian. Alright, while there are essentially intelligent non-human creatures, like, you know, they have their own societies, like a Null, for example, would be one of them. That's fine. Let's turn off fast mode. Okay, he's seen us. Let's unstealth the rest. Krayven. What's this? Once per rest, I can do a heavy cannon blast. Your allies at Durgan's Battery fire their heavy cannons towards Caeron Scar, inflicting tremendous crush damage and knocking enemies prone. I haven't seen that before. That's an ability that's popped up purely because I'm here. Because these guys are just aiming their cannons into, well, basically, somehow... the cannons up here shooting all the way across the map to there. So that's some serious firepower and incredible accuracy. Right, well, we'll have... What's that one? As a Sidewinder, he's either a rogue or some sort of caster. Krayven can cheese it with a pummel. And I can do Berrigan's Battlehorn as well and summon ogres. Lord's Authority... No, I'll just stick with my per encounter stuff. Right, Stunning Blow running in that way, and Palagina. She's got so much cool stuff. This is mostly per rest. There's Triumph for the Crusaders, and Slow Spirits 3 per rest. Where's that other ability that she gets per encounter? Ah, never mind. We can do an interdiction about here. That'll hopefully hit all of them. Aloth, we'll just wait on your maneuvers. And the Grieving Mother. I'm not even going to bother with domination just yet. Oh, there's another one. Okay, Durant. Now they're all in here. Devotions for the Faithful. As that's a rather useful little buff. It is negative for their might and positive ours. At that point, the Grieving Mother, she can dominate this one now. That's why it's good to save. We didn't know who else would be running in. Let's Puppet Master this one. And put Sworn Enemy on him. Krayven's going to make short work of this one. It's already injured. And that one's nearly dead. And we'll do expose vulnerabilities. I do hope now you guys can see the cursor and where I'm doing things. Those of you who are chilling and fully watching can, it makes everything make a little bit more sense. Excellent, there we are. Right, you run out of the immediate range. I think just about everyone's... Okay, this is going to be really easy. Yeah. Okay, they're actually quite weak. I was strategizing how to do all that and it was a piece of piss. But no worries, we'll take it. We'll take it seriously. Oh, what's this? Iron circle, a ring. Constitution +4. Adamant, but burden. -5 attack speed, +4 constitution, +15% armor damage reduction when endurance is below 26. 3 brothers and 2 sisters from a mining village in Red Ceres were summoned to the front lines of Waidwen's march to the Direwood. While they were eager to heed their saint's call, they didn't want to abandon their elderly parents, so they had 5 rings made from iron of the town mine, each designed to protect the wearer in battle. They wagered that with the rings, at least one of them would survive to care for their parents. 4 such rings were found in the battlefield wreckage after the God Hammer detonated. Wow. +4 constitution almost makes it good for a... But a reduction in attack speed, that would be good for a tank. Maybe a dare can take that one. He's also very full on gear. And we'll take those. Let me just have a little look what he's rocking on his fingers at the moment. Dexterity +3 reflex preservation. And just a regular ring of protection for fortitude. That reflex one will be getting suppressed, and as will the brace's deflection with this thing. So the only one he's benefiting there from that ring is the fortitude. He's got something else buffing his fortitude. Might have to update his armor soon, because the might +2 is also on this belt, but the belt's a soulbound piece of armor, so it's better. Might ditch the ring of protection. I don't think he's got anything buffing his constitution directly. At least on his armor, because you can have the same stats on a sword and a weapon and a piece of kit, not have them conflict. Yeah, iron circle. So he'll attack a little bit slower. Put that there for now, but that's quite a cool tanking ring. That's a good start.
Hey.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Right then, now let's investigate this soul. Game pause. Okay. There's another little baddie over there, so we'll carefully investigate this. Oh. Whoever this was, he's been long dead. What remains of the flesh is blackened and frozen solid. Ooh, gangrene. Touch the corpse. This crater worries you and your 3 companions. It feels wrong, tainted. But the lure of riches is stronger. That giant rock in the center of the lake might contain gold, gems, and more. Ah, this is the point of view of the character who's this poor person who's dead. It took a week of back-breaking labor, but the boat is finished. It may not be entirely watertight, but it'll be enough to get you across the lake and back. You set off from the shore, the icy wind filling the sail. Satan grins at you. He expressed the most doubt that the boat would float. A moment later, he's gone, barely managing a scream as a gigantic tentacle yanks him from the boat and under the water. Oh! More tentacles emerge from the water. The air is filled with the sound of cracking and splintering wood as the boat gets pulled apart. You dive into the water without a second thought and begin swimming madly for the shore, hoping your friends are doing the same. Your heavy furs weigh you down, but by some miracle you make it to the land. You hear a burbling sound and look up to see one of the fish people, a Lagerfeith, standing over you, its spear raised. You rise to your knees, your hand raised, showing you have no weapons, that you pose no threat. The Lagafath makes the sound again. Wait, you start to say, but the creature drives its spear deep into your chest before you can say anything else. Mercifully, the agony is brief before the world fades. Oh. Apparently touching that body went and alerted this wee fecker. And unstealthed all of us. Just getting us in formation, alright. He's only a cipher, and not a very powerful one at that.
Hey.
And he's about to die horribly. He's already been dominated. Huh? You want to attack him? Why can't you reach him? Alright. Silly AI. Wow, he really... Ah! How very dare you? Excuse me. Right, Pummel. You go up that way. You as well.
I'm here.
And... Interdiction, just cause. Squish. Boom, splat.
Hey.
Alright, we can run around relatively safely. I've got two options here. Mostly Frozen Lake. I'd quite like to get that bottom corner, this little bit exposed and uncovered, see what's what.
And what does the flame reveal?
What does the flame reveal, dear aunt? And what's causing that thumping footsteps? I'm assuming the giant automatons that are our destination, our purpose of being here. Oh, a snow bear. Like the snowman and the snow dog, except, you know, way dangerous. Krayven's quite stealthy. Let's see if he can get by it. See how much we're dealing with. Okay, a couple of snow bears. Crap. Ah, well. Go and punch that bear in the face. And Adair. Flanking charge. Likewise, Pallegina. Prestigitators missiles. As always, open up with one of these. Interdiction. And Aloth can just expose vulnerabilities on him.
Hey.
My mind feels
There we are. Oh. Oh, wow. Apparently these frickin' things cause terror. What? Literally, we've gone toe-to-toe with dragons. And somehow, bears cause terror. Frightened, I could understand. I think terror's a bit overkill. Boom. Done. Almost looked like someone leveled up there, but I don't think they did.
Hey.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
That's good, Pallegina. You do listen for whispering secrets. Whispering secrets are remarkably easy to discover because they're not, by definition, kept quiet. All right, so we've got one option here for. This looks like it's going to be something of a dexterity check. If we wanted to reach the island this way, so ice flows. We'll drop in a little quick save, and clicking this will bring up one of the graphic novel options, I think. Here we are. A span of ice flows separates two larger sheets. The flows continuously roil the water and bump into each other with arrhythmic cracks. Despite their unstable positions, the flows are packed tightly enough that it's possible you could leap across the span. Still, anyone short on grace and balance stands a good chance of sliding off the ice and into the frigid water. So I've got a bunch of options here. Jump across the flows. Winter wind, I don't know what that is, but we have not got a requirement. Rime and Frost follow the footfalls of Karth, which is, that would be if we had a chanter in the party with that ability. Winter wind, some spare, like clearly don't have. Oh, that would be a druid spell. Blast of Frost. Cast the spell Blast of Frost on the ice flows. As Krayven would make it no problem. He can practically walk on water. The rest of them, you know, are not so dexterous. Durant's probably do alright as well. He's quite dexterous as a priest. Let's do Blast of Frost. Nice. As you work your magic, the water between the flows crystallizes into a sturdy lattice of clear ice. Given the size of the flows, it is unlikely to keep the whole span stable for long. In fact, you can already hear that a few of the larger pieces creaking against their temporary moorings. Gonna head back for that now. I want to see what the other option is. So that's the bottom corner. Let's get straight back up to here. Because there might be some other things to scout out. For example, we found out that crossing the lake, there's some enormous tentacled monstrosity in it, like that thing in the Fellowship of the Ring when they come across the mines of Moria. Was it Pippin's just throwing rocks into the lake and wakes up the enormous, you know, freshwater kraken or whatever it is? Ah, Ondrite Fanatic Fighter. Well, I do rather like the idea of clearing this place out of these lunatics. Let's not leave the job half finished. So it's looking to be 3. Actually, I'll have Krayven sneak around this side. He won't be able to be seen from that side of the rocks. Because if he can pull off a sort of flanking maneuver... I just want to see if there's going to be more of them. Okay, there's a war dog. Shit. That didn't quite go to plan. No problem, we'll pull one away. That is a paladin, that's fine. We've got a fighter, a chanter. Oh, they just literally named them after classes. That's the first time. Normally the enemies have got their own takes on them. Fighter v fighter. Paladin v caster. Endurance. Some of this, please, because the fight is generally going to happen around there. Grieving Mother just come forward. Aloth come to about there. Actually, just come to about here. Oh, tell you what, you'll all get there faster if you unstealth. Oh, hello. There's a priest and a wizard cleverly parked on the hill. That's cool. Right, that one's injured. She's dazed. Let's go fighter on fighter and have him knock him down. Palagina come round and deal with them. And Grieving Mother. Has she got any cool per counter abilities? Yeah, she does. Blessing once per encounter. Put it about there. Durance. Yeah, still do the interdiction here. Aloth. Expose vulnerabilities on those 3. And you, Palagina. Yeah. Right, she can do a Flames Devotion. Oh, in comes another Fanatic Fighter on the Ondrite Fanatic Wizard. Because we won't get to the Priest right away. Oh, that Blessing's going to miss everybody now. Shit. That's too bad. I've got to remember she's got that every turn. Let's put Puppet Master on the Priest. Now he's stunned. Krayven's got some wounds up. Stun for 0.4 seconds. Torment's reach on him. And Adair. Just going easily and ready for the knockdown. Okay, I think we're... Right, Arcane Veil. She's already done her Flames Devotion. Let's follow it up with Sworn Enemy. Against the Wizard. Great, and the Priest is dominated for over 30 real-time seconds. That's awesome, right. Grieving Mother. Turn your attention next to... Do we do a Mental Binding? Yeah, let's do a paralyze. Put it on the Fanatic Fighter. It'll leave the rest of the others stuck. Durant's Despondent Blows work quite nicely here. That should be fine. Alright, Krayven's got a good bundle of wounds up now. Let's activate the Long Pain. Excellent. The fighter is prone. Adair, do a little bit of vigorous defense. Save into the fray in case we need it. Aloth. Let's get some tentacles there. Just behind this row of guys. The priest is bashing the hell out of the wizard. Excellent. Alright, she needs to start generating some focus. And Durance. Let's do Devotions of the Faithful, as we've got a nice tight cluster here that could benefit from it. There's a good spot for it. Much, much benefit. Let's get... Now she's done her Sworn Enemy. Oh, she didn't do Flame's Devotion. Did Sworn Enemy not hit? Oh, it's got a Suppress Affliction, that's why. Right, good. And... let's put another knockdown on this lad, whose health doesn't seem to be showing for some reason, which is odd because he's not a barbarian. I know, that fire... Problem with a... Shouldn't have picked any fire spells to spell mastery. They're more likely to hurt us than the others. Right, let's get Holy Radiance. There's a couple of us are looking a little bit worse for wear. Right, Grieving Mother. Tell you what. Stick up another Puppet Master. Put it on the Chanter. He's annoying. And how's Pallegina doing up here? Alright, both the Priest and the Wizard. Now, her... What's she got per encounter? Triumph of the Crusaders? No. Yeah, she could do a Sacred Immolation. Takes a small amount of raw damage. Allies receive a small amount of endurance. No, I think for now she's fine. Just focus on getting this guy down. He's blinded. Sworn Enemy. We've got all our soulbound weapons kicking off their abilities now. She should start summoning ghouls from her sword before too long. Alright, Krayven. Kick that dog miles, please. Sorry, everyone who loves animals. Right, one of them's paralyzed. He's also friendly currently for some reason. Right, Grieving Mother. Start aiming at this one. That Ondrite Fanatic Chanter's helping us now, and he's stuck. Brilliant. Let's put Barbs of Condemnation on this one. I'm barely injured. Adair, what are you doing, bruv? What are you playing at? Into the fray just to deliver some crush damage on him. What can we do now? An Arcane Assault. Stick it there, because we can still hurt dominated people who aren't on our side. Right, Pallegina's doing pretty well against the two of them, but 3 wounds. Let's come charging up the hill with the Torment's Reach for this priest. Oh yes, of course, he's activated the Long Pain. So all those weird projectiles coming from Krayven is because he can now project all of his attacks from distance, which is... Well, in those 2 distance punches, like something out of a freaking anime, he just finished off the job that Pallegina was mostly doing. Right, she needs to come down here. He needs to come back over here. In fact, you know what? Krayven, just stay out of fire range. Aloth. Cook this fecker while he's still paralyzed and dominated. We can just bully him, really. And Grieving Mother, Prestigitators, Missiles. This Fanatic Fighter's taking a little bit to go down. Let's get Consecrated Ground on the go. And she can run in. start hitting him. Ah. Right, this requires a Grimoire Slam. Knock this fighter down. And Krayven in with a Torment's Reach. Excellent, right. You cheese it back a little ways. No, oh damn it. Krayven's just attacking from distance now because he can. Pummel this guy. Puts him near death. Excellent. Pallegine has finally summoned some of her undead stuff from her enchanted sword. Grieving Mother's got like 44. We'll use that. Oh, tell you what she could do. Silent Scream. No, I'm waiting for like there. She can detonate one of them when they get to low health. I just love watching Krayven punch from distance and then they explode into goo. Right, and then he moves over here. There we go, right. He's all out of wounds. And just an all-out attack. He's paralyzed and wow. Well, okay. Easy done. Easily done. What have we got in terms of loot? Oh, nice. Exceptional level gear. Sooner or later, they'll start dropping superb stuff. We'll hopefully get some superbs and maybe a legendary out of any and all boss encounters at this particular point in the expansion.
Hey.
And what do our caster friends have tucked away? Oh, there's a little altar / makeshift table. Grimoire of the Tides. Right, well, nothing that Aloth doesn't already know because he's, at this point, got just about every freaking spell going. Plus some ones you can't get anywhere else. So we'll take all of that. What's this? Shit. Run, run, run. Ouch. Whatever that was. Rubies and pearls. Nice. I think that's a little Ondrite altar right there. Oh, Ondrite Shrine. My bad. Close. Close, but not quite. Let's continue on round this way. Slowly now, indeed. Let's see what else we can see. So more of this weird chunk of Fallen Moon. Another Fanatic Paladin. A treasure chest that we're just good enough to unlock. Right, so that's up here. That's if we take the high road. So if we take the low road, will I be in the shrine before you? Ah, this seems to be either a way round and underneath, or an alternative approach to the ice flows. Okay, that's a way onto the ice. That's probably the proper way onto the ice. This is one if we wanted to do a stealthy approach and bypass a lot of fights, but I don't. I want to level up, and I enjoy the scraps and clearing out all the enemies in a place if one can. Because these guys are not going to see reason, even if Ondra is literally the one sending us this way. I love how it's like, yeah, some of the most devoted and most powerful worshippers are guarding this place. Right, well, A, why don't you just call them off? Because do you really want to lose those worshippers? Because you will. We will kill them. They sound like they'd be quite useful in your other shrines and stuff. But no, they'll be there, so chop through all of them. You could literally tell them and they'd leave. This is a fanatic cipher. Alright. Again, we'll just have Krayven do a little bit of scouting, as this seems to be a sort of more solid... Yes, this is a raised campsite, a sort of overlook, as it were. What's there? A winter wolf. Now, we rescued one of these. An Ondrite fanatic cipher. We'll get our ringer berries. Okay, that wolf senses are keen. Krayven was all the way over there and it was picking up on him. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Right.
Hey.
Time for a scrap. Hello. This is us. Fanatic cipher. Charge. Krayven up the right flank. Pallegina. Flames devotion. Bring some summer to this winter wolf. Oh, there's lots. Elder spotted Stelgar. Okay, good. This looks like we're going to have a little bit of a rumble. Let's get ready. PJ and Duncan 90s British reference. The former name of Anton Deck. Alright, this one will definitely benefit from a little bit of domination. Let's dominate the priest. Because if he's not healing everyone up, this will hopefully be over faster. Aloth, you can come forward a little ways. About... Actually, come up here. Come up here. Nice. That landed quite well. Again... Adair should be the one doing most of the heavy tanking, so he's going to do a second charge against this thing. And Krayven, you're in fact going to go and pummel this guy, as he's almost already dead. And we've turned one of them against the others. We've controlled the priest successfully. Now Aloth can do expose vulnerabilities and a whole bunch of them. Oh, Master Diametto. An injured wolf and Master Diametto. He's a monk. I can't tell of what race. Resistance is +10. Okay, he's got that monk built-in thing. Vulnerable attack and duality of mortal presence deflection. He's also currently paralyzed because Pallegina's sword is amazeballs. Right, we'll put a sworn enemy on him. And Durance's next ability will be Devotions for the Faithful. Actually, we'll wait until everyone's sort of in position. Whoa. Alright. That's turned around quite swiftly. They're both injured. Or is it Pallegina who's paralysed? Right, Krayven, come down here. Yeah, go monk on monk. And Pallegina... finish off the wolf. Right, he's still casting his exposed vulnerabilities. Now we'll do a Devotions of the Faithful. And let's do Phantom Foes as well. Make them all feel flanked. Bam. Oh, goodness me. That is a very, very fast-moving monk. He just chewed through Krayven. He just knocked him right down. He's praying for 2.4 seconds. That's not cool, right? Aloth, bring some tentacles. Send in the clowns. By clowns, I mean weird hentai creepiness. Oh, her prayer against imprisonment triggered. That's nice. Let's deal with that paladin and Durance. Let's get despondent blows up on this. Put it on most of them. Can barely tell what's going on here. It's very, very bright. Alright, Krayven's back on his feet and he's got 10 wounds. Let's do the dichotomous soul. Right, Adair's got triggered immunity. He's just kicking ass. Put on vigorous defense. He's going to be basically indestructible.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Hey, Citizen Legit. How you doing, man? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. It's good to have you. How's your weekend been, mate? Catch me up. Arcane Assault. Excellent. We've got Krayven Duplicate 1. Actually, tell you what. Krayven Duplicate 1, take that one on. Krayven Duplicate 2, take that one on. And Krayven yourself, get some revenge for Master Diametto knocking you down. Because that made you look very silly. You start shooting the Paladin. So our Cypher will shoot him, build up some focus, and then we can do a detonation on some of the weaker ones. Let's trigger Radiance as well. Palagina's Endurance is going a bit wonky. Okay, you can both just go on that. What's left? Consecrated Ground. That'll work nicely. And Aloth can do Fire, not so much. Let's do another Arcane Assault. We've got them nearly, surely. Oh, another Ondrite Fanatic Monk. There was 2 of them. That Stelgar's nearly dead. Right, at this point, I think the Monk's the only one left standing still.
Your thoughts,
Wham. Nice. We handled that rather well. Yeah, been alright, IRL. Got chewed out on the internet for the first time. That was interesting. Oh dear. Although for the very first time, that's not so bad. Although I don't know how it was. I don't know how it was at all. So I hope that sort of, well, whatever. If you don't want to talk about it, I won't. Lost Periapt of the Warding Path. Plus 20 concentration, 2 resolve, and spell holding Consecrated Ground. That looks very good for a priest. Let's just have a read of this blurb. Grant Consecrated Ground once per encounter. He's already got spell mastery of that, so I might actually give it to Aloth. And character's concentration determines how likely they are to have their spells or attacks interrupted during combat. Every point of resolve increases a character's concentration and is opposed to the attack's interrupt rating. Like attack rolls, interrupts use a randomized roll to determine if an interrupt is successful. If concentration is superior to the interrupt rating, the interrupt is less likely to occur. The followers of the Winding Path believe in enlightenment through encumbrance and perseverance. One of their more peculiar traditions dictates that they must endure grit and gravel in their saddles until it falls out on its own. However, if a pebble remains in the monk's sandal for a full 37 days, then it's considered blessed, and the follower must remove it and wear it as a charm. Thus, the most well-travelled of the order are bedecked with amulets, bracelets, belts, and headbands woven with burdens they picked up on their journeys. That's kind of cool. Now, it's funny, the guy clearly needed the attention. Ah, okay. Yes, some people are like that. And we've got Gauntlets of Ogre Might and another Ring of Protection. I think that is Rings of Protection. Might be an upgrade for a couple of people on some of their rings. So we'll take a little look. Might give that one to Krayven then. And just see if he can make use of it. Gauntlets of Ogre Might is neither really here nor there. Put the rest of that in the stash. And all fine and exceptional level gear otherwise. That's cool. Yeah, we're getting some nice drops here, which is kind of fun. Yeah, see, Ring of Protection. Is anyone rocking like a minor one or something? Ring of Protection. Gwyn's Band of something. Yeah, minor Ring of Protection. So let's just go for a direct upgrade. I thought she might have. So that's a better one. See, minor Ring of Protection's a bit crap these days. 9 reflex. Okay, the reflex will be suppressed because of her cloak. But that's okay. The will and fortitude, is that fighting anything else? Nope, doesn't look like it. That's cool. Is anyone else going to benefit from one of these? Ring of the Changing Heart. Resolve's good. as that helps his concentration. Ring of Overseeing, that boosts his AoE. Seal of Faith. I'll put the other one. Krayven's rocking one. Put the other one here with Aloth, the other Ring of Protection that is. The Bloodthirst, Freedom, and +3 might for 20 seconds per kill. This helm, actually, I think most of it is suppressed. So I'm going to take it off for a little bit and just give a permanent +3 might. White Crest armor, yeah, because he's got +2 might. This one might actually tick. And then Retaliation, what does that do again? Characters hitting self, 6 to 10 pierce damage. Just Garod's Chorus. It's not that great, but neither is this. That's only per kill. I think he's already got defenses against Hobbled, Stuck, Paralyzed, Charmed, Confused, and Dominated. Let me double check. Max Endurance bonus. +3 Dexterity, Reflex 5, Preservation. You could do with some better... Braces, Deflection, +9. His stats aren't that well balanced. We'll have to do a little better with them. What's Krayven got around his neck right now? Spell Ward Amulet, +10 defense against spells. I mean, that's ridiculously good. Spellbind. You know, that's nice. Overwhelming Wave, 1 per encounter when hit by a critical hit. Which is 30 to 40 crush damage and stunned and everything. Generally, legit, that's how it goes, even in channels that are 10 times the size and 10 busier than mine. On Story Sunday and in most streams, once people have come in and said their hellos and stuff, they just like to chill out and hang out and go. In this one, I do a lot of narrative reading, and if I may, it's generally not all that nice or beneficial to just point out, oh, chat's really quiet. I know it's quiet, and I just keep talking regardless. So by all means, join in, but most people are just here and just chilling out and listening to the show. I don't know if I should leave this on. I swear he was wearing something else that was giving him a buff. He had something that was buffing resistance. I might just put the Spell Ward Amulet on because this swaddling sheet isn't all that great. No, I know, and don't worry, I know no one sort of means it that way. It's just, but it ends up being how it's looked. It's been happening just quite a lot from different people recently in the last couple of weeks. Like, oh, chat's really quiet, and no one ever used to sort of comment on it. And it's like, well, yeah, people are here though. But no worries, man, no worries at all. Overwhelming Wave. It can only happen once per encounter. You know what? I'm going to take this off. What's the stat? There's +20 concentration, +2 resolve. That's good for Krayven because he often casts stuff in combat. Like when he's being hit, because he's a monk. So I'm going to take the Spell Ward Amulet off and give that to Adair because he always takes a lot on him because he's the main tank. Has he got anything else buffing his resolve right now? Clarity, what does that do? Oh yeah, is this what? 20 defense. So he's going to have up to 30 defense against pretty much every... Is this a turn-based RPG? Not quite. No, it's real time, but the combat is Morning Gloves, +5 all defenses, 10 attack speed, concentration, interrupt, depression, -1 resolve, +15 endurance. Right, he actually definitely needs some additional resolve, so that's perfect. And very lore appropriate for Krayven. It's real time, but in combat you You get pause effects. Cloak of protection, there's no point with carrying that. So we got rings that are better at it. Tempered helm we'll just leave here for now. Swaddling sheet. Dylan's finger seems cooler. What's Durant's got on his neck? Perception +2. The tempered helm will just have to go away right now, but the swaddling sheet to have a stun might be better for a caster. Actually, I'll put that with what's Aloth rocking. Oh, Cape of the Master Mystic. We're not switching that anytime soon. So yeah, in the combat, what happens is you go in and it's so fast and so much going on. You press pause, line your abilities up, and do it. So if you could watch back the combat in real time, the fights are actually quite quick, but they take a while because you've got to like do all your planning. So it ends up being playing somewhat like a turn-based RPG, but where you control when and how the turns happen, as it were. This game is huge in text and lore, damn it. Not so much as Warhammer, maybe, but still, as Diablo player, I felt that was a lot. This is... no. Fuck. Right. That was really bad for Durant. I didn't realise he was highlighted. He's got frostbites. Awesome. Well, open up the treasure chest now after that. There's got to be something in there worth having. Scroll of Prayer Against Imprisonment. And 2 camping supplies. That's really quite nice. Yeah, this one's, unlike that, this one's like sort of the love letter to Baldur's Gate. And Baldur's Gate is, to my knowledge, is a bit of a lore frenzy as well. Oh, we've already got a stack of 5 Prayer Against Imprisonment, so we'll put that there. Who's rocking what in there? I'm going to give everyone expanded quick slots before, as their next level up thing, regardless of what else they get. Hey. What are these huts like? What are they saying? The yurt is empty, but for a few heavy bedrolls. The yurt reeks of stale sweat. There's only one bedroll inside. Someone carved a swirling crescent into the bench.
All right, then.
Cold water drips from the roof of this yurt and puddles in the hearth. Lovely.
I can do that.
Okay. Lockpicks required 3.
That's settled.
Tell you what, let's have someone a bit tougher open it this time in case it's trapped. Oh, is this almost like playing 40k? Yeah, fucking knew it. There it is.
Alright then.
Splat. Can you all get out of the toxic goo? That'd be brilliant. It's a little bit like playing 40. There are some parallels, maybe. Potion of Major Endurance, Bollock against the Elements, Prayer Against Treachery. Who's carrying those? Anyone? Apparently not. Let's give them to her. Oh, I actually forgot to take it. No, I didn't. It's fine. But it's still, technically, it's not a turn-based game at all. It's just the combat is very sort of stop-start as you line up abilities and then go again. It's kind of, truth be told, it's kind of a unique mechanic. Right, so that's the White March. Ondrite Fanatic Camp. We'll drop another little camp here because that suddenly made Durant get really badly injured. So... And yeah, within one game, like, this has got so much lore. It puts the Elder Scrolls to shame in terms of how much lore it has. But yeah, not as much as Warhammer or Warhammer 40,000, but then again, they had a sort of 30-year head start. Okay, we'll get back down here. That's that all cleared out. Try remembering, Kyria, what armies do you... Are you fantasy or 40k or both? I love talking Warhammer. I hardly get any chance to do the hobby side of it anymore. I'm just reading the books. Why do I feel we've left someone behind? We have. You there, Mrs. Why weren't you with the rest? And you lot turn back around until Pallegina gets here. That was very foolish. That almost went quite badly wrong.
And what does the flame reveal?
Right, let's stealth it. Oh, my hands are mostly tied up playing Magic. I was doing a little bit of that while I was eating to get try and get my dailies done today. 1-1, lost 1. They've done another big update. It takes far fewer games to actually rank up now, but you also get ranked down pretty quickly. I was in Bronze Tier 2, and I just suddenly ended up in Bronze Tier 4 again, which was a bit annoying. Right. Hello. Fanatic Wizard, Fanatic Paladin. Adair. Smush the Wizard. Palagina. Go Paladin on Paladin. Krayven coming. So there's bound to be more of them. Yep, totally freaking called it. Wow, the Lagafath are actually working in tandem with them, right? If he can run around the side and get to the casters here, Adair's tanking a bunch of them. That's perfect. If he can put a knockdown on the Wizard, is already badly injured. So now you can see legit how the combat works. So this is all real time, but you just tap spacebar and you pause it. So, because I'm lining up my abilities and everything I want to do. Because when it's all happening in real time, it's literally all happening simultaneously. I imagine there's some people who are like, can do the hardest versions of the game with like no party members, just a solo party, can probably touch type this with controls and stuff. But most normal people have to do it this way. Oh, let's see if we can dominate the Brood Mother. She's problematic. Well, potentially problematic. So let's run up and dominate her. So I'll let everything run for a few seconds, and I've got to get the next person going in. We'll do a pummel on the Cypher. That's it, right. We dominated that one. Durant's is next thing. Devotions for the Faithful. Let's put that on them. Aloth has already cast his first spell, so let's get some tentacles up. How far about there? So he doesn't have to run and do it. That one's stunned. What's Adair up to? Let's just get Vigorous Defense up on him. Grieving Mother needs to build up focus, so start shooting the Sidewinder. There we are. And Krayven has got another pummel available. I can only hear if I lurk one monitor. I hope to get a second one soon. That's no problem. Lurk away, Incuria. Lurk away. Oh, you're playing while watching me? Oh, thank you. That's praise indeed. Playing Magic. Alright, well, I hope I don't throw you off your game plan, but thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Right, the Paladin's already badly injured. That's good. Durant, you shouldn't be up in the squishy area, because you're very squishy. Let's just get some Holy Radiance up there as well. Actually, no, screw that. Despondent Blows. Alright, that one's dead. Krayven. Go and bop him on the head. Alright, Adair. Put a knockdown on the Barbarian. Palagina, get ready to fight the Brood Mother. Currently uninjured, still dominated for another 10 seconds. Splat. There she is. Because it wears off far faster than you can always manage to get away with. Let's knock her down. Krayven can come in on the flank. He's got no pummels left. Aloth, Arcane Assault. She's in range of the tentacles. Durant, you may as well level up your weapon on her. And Grieving Mother, Prestigitators, Missiles. You're using Polyraptor in Ranked. You're a Silver Tier 4. Well done. I was nearly in the freaking Silver League. I'm using my Vampire deck. Generally, most of the time, I give someone a good go or win. So I'm hoping before too long, I will be in the Silver League. I'm working on upgrading a couple of others as well. Again, I'm basically at the moment, I'm not building any decks from scratch really. I'm just upgrading upgrading the starter decks. I'd quite like to do I don't know, like a Boros Angels one, or maybe
Nice.
if there was some way to do it in modern standard. I don't think there is right now, to do a 5-color dragon deck. It would be a lot of fun, but it would be ludicrously uncompetitive for winning stuff. It would also use up way more mythics. Eyeless Stone Piercer. There's our first automaton patrolling the ice. That's what making those footsteps. probably the same this way as well. Yeah, there's a 5-color dragon in standard. Not so much a 5-color dragon, a 5-color dragon deck. I've seen a few 5-color dragon ones that have been done with Magic the Gathering online. Oh, that's right. I figured we'd have to be actually fighting loads of these things, right? We better have Krayven switch over to his other weapon, otherwise these guys might be indestructible. So Abydon's hammer. So he can do Ring the Ancient Forge and Abydon's Labor. Now he's got this equipped per encounter, which is just mental. Let's unstealth ourselves. Hello. These guys are supposed to be really, really tough, but I think we're so tough now that at least one of them will be a bit of a pushover. Krayven go in and do... Just actually no, not do. Don't open with that over there. Just run in and pummel him. Prestigitators, missiles, Pallegina, sworn enemy.
I'm here.
Oh, what the hell? There's primordial tentacles from the lake throwing rocks at us. This complicates matters. Oh, there is a 5-color dragon deck in standard. I must have a link to this. I've always wanted to do a 5-color dragon deck. It's one of the few things I remember from Magic 10 years ago. It's like, I'd be able to do that. But back then, obviously, the digital versions didn't exist. And the money involved in getting one was just completely mental. For a student, at any rate. Let's go and pull the other ones in. Make it fun. Jesus Christ, did you see that kick? That's gone and nailed him prone for a little while. Alright. Krayven's got the hammer up now. So let's do... Is that a knockback effect? Yeah. Let's nail all of them. Durance, let's do an interdiction. Back, can you get everything? Oh, holy crap, he can as well. That's kind of amazing. Grieving Mother, there's no point in her doing domination, so let's do Soul Ignition. Or have we got something nasty at number 6? Amplified Wave. No, that's any in the area of effect, not just enemies. Disintegration. Borrowed Instinct. No, you know what? No. Just keep shooting it, building up more focus. Let's make this fight a bit more fun. I have no experience, no Magic the Gathering, D&D or Warhammer experience. I always played single player games as a kid and growing up. Never had any gamer friends really. I had TV play with PlayStation like 4 times in my life with friends, but it was fun. But yeah, bad luck maybe. Yeah, I have to admit, I didn't have the multiplayer stuff very much. I had some gamer friends who would play things, but like, that's about it. Right, Krayven's now got to run back in. Pallegina's going one-on-one. Krayven better take on the other one. And Adair, you really need to get off your ass. Aloth, get out the way of Adair, because he's going to come charging. In fact, Pallegina really needs to as well. Just in time as well. Alright, Krayven, Torment's Reach on this one. Pallegina, can you take on the tentacle? This one's injured. Right, now we can do Despondent Blows on these two. Soften them up nicely. And Aloth. Let's go Tentacle on Tentacle. Where's a good place to put it? About there. Oh my god, there's tentacles everywhere. What the hell are these random primordial things defending from the lake? Okay. No, Krayven, why are you attacking that one? Go and hit that one. That's better, right. Now we're in the thick of it. Aloth, just back away a little bit. Adair. Vigorous defense. Yeah, I think that's probably a good bet up against these guys. We still haven't pulled this one in somehow, but we've now pulled in a third tentacle. This is hilarious. But the tentacles, it's we've got one big one being attacked by 3 little ones. 2 can play at that game. Perhaps we can shoot the tentacle. Might build up focus a bit faster. Durance, I think at this point is a good bet to do devotions for the faithful. And get a couple in there, and Krayven can do his... I gave him that neck ring. He should have a purring counter ability. Heavy cannon blast. Oh Christ. Yeah, we won't bring that in just yet. We need more of them. Or some of our friends not in the way. Sever the soul, speaker to the restless, dominion of the sleepers. Yeah, go for it. Or, you know, he's going to get floored. I have no idea why, what's his name, ran over there. He needs to do his second wind. Durance is now in range of another freaking... He's just run himself out of range of everyone he's supposed to be supporting. That's really helpful. Pistol, hello, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. I hope your weekend has been good. Let's actually run him... Ah, that was really stupid. Can we knock these guys prone? I think we can, you know. Don't know why I hadn't tried it earlier. Knock him down. Right, she's got like 85 focus now. Let's get a defensive mind web on the go. That'll be potentially quite useful. Good, we've knocked one down. No, come this way. Alright. Right, this is actually turning into a decent... Right, you've been lurking for a while. Well, thank you so much for popping up and saying hello. I do appreciate that, man. Thank you for supporting the channel and hanging out here and lurking with us. Good. Defensive Mind Web is doing its thing. Let's have Durance come in a little closer. Ouch. Or, you know, get nailed. I'm not actually tactically doing this all that smartly, am I? Right, she needs to use her second wind because that tentacle is not going down in a hurry. That one's badly injured. Krayven, do the other Ring of the Ancient Forge. Yeah, boom. Give us some of that. Bang. Right, that should have stunned them. I haven't... Jesus Christ, he's getting his ass kicked. Potion of Major Endurance. Durance, you shouldn't be meleeing, but do Holy Radiance. Hurts vessels as well. And Palagina, perhaps you can do a lay on hands. Let's keep Krayven up. And Adair, if we can knock that one... Oh, he's stunned for 10 seconds. That's okay. Yeah, we're splitting our fire a lot. Shoot... Keep shooting this one. This one seems to be stuck pathing-wise, because this will start getting a bit tricky, and that one's not close enough to actually hurt us. Aloth. Are you in the defensive mind web? You are. Excellent. Let's get some exposed vulnerabilities. Okay, and... No, Durance is not going down quite like a sack of wet shit yet. Like, let's do Devotions of the Faithful. Should clip most of them. Grieving Mother, she's got 29. Mind Blades, no, just keep shooting, keep shooting. I keep thinking Aloth's stunned, it's not, it's this one that's stunned. Think we need to do something a bit more drastic. Leningrath's Dread Haze, nah. Superior Bollock, Minolota's Piercing Sigil. When he or she is struck in melee, the sigil retaliates with pierce damage. That's pretty good. Wall of Many Colours. Yeah, go on then. Is there a way we can line this up so it clips a shitload of them? Yeah, just about. Let's put it there. Nice to see how others play. Yeah, well, it's fun because I'm doing a playthrough with exactly the same party as you. It looks completely different. I'm all about the narrative. I am not here for a... if you've come for skilled gameplay, you're in the wrong place. But... right, that's hopefully start hurting him, paralyzing him. But yeah, I'm a lore junkie. I'm all about reading everything and narrating what's going on, all that kind of stuff. So what I'm doing here is just kind of making up as I go along. Right, we finally knocked one down. They're not the pushovers I thought. And somehow, my Durance is normally made of glass, but he's actually holding up okay. Let's put Barbs of Condemnation on this thing. Right, Pallegina's done her... Oh, she's got a Triumph for the Crusaders up for a minute now due to her Riona's armor. Let's just have her go back and carry on decking this thing. Alright, Grieving Mother's back up to 52. What can we do here? Tactical Meld. Connects the mind of the Cypher now and again. Okay. Let's put a Tactical Meld on Pallegina. My chair's sinking again. I need to sleep soon. This looks like a chill stream. Very nice. Yes, if you like chill streams and just easygoing kind of stuff, yeah, then you're definitely in the right place. Oh, finally, the other two go down. Let's focus on getting these tentacles down. There. Let's do an Into the Fray. Pull this tentacle. Durance, get the hell out of there and get some consecrated ground on the go. Oh, that one died as well. Brilliant. Oh, technically we're in combat with that one. Alright, you can go over there. Actually, no, you know what? Run over here and start decking this thing that's still being paralyzed by this awesome multicolored wall. Heading off. Have a nice stream. Good night. Okay, Resident Interior. Take care of yourself. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us, mate. I hope your week starts well. And I look forward to seeing more of your awesome colored tattoo artwork in Krayven's Town. Let's get some skeletons up. Just put some skeletons there dealing with this thing. Yeah, Pallegina's sword has just not summoned any creepy undead at the moment. Speaking of which, where the hell is Krayven? Okay, you two flimsy skeletons fight this enormous tentacle kraken. And Durance, you've still got consecrated ground. We should have fired it up earlier because it keeps firing off for ages, but never mind. We had enough spells to keep us going. She can do a sacred immolation. She's still got one lay on hands left and start helping everyone that's in range now and cook that thing as well. Although she'll constantly complain because it bugs and goes, hey, watch where you're shooting. It's like you set yourself on fire. It's one of your abilities. Fetid Caress. Get this thing can be sickened. That's good. And it'll be out of range of the skeletons to hit. Some guy annoyed me in arena. He beat me, so now I'm building it.
I see trouble on the way.
So now I'm building a haha you can't play anything deck. I'm bringing all the salt. So much salt. Right, he's still got his hammer. He's used up his 2 abilities for it. Let's do a Torment's Reach on this thing. Right, I dare do a Into the Fray. So that it focuses on you and not Krayven, because you are very non-squishy and Krayven is a little bit squishy. He's got enough wounds. You could do He could actually run for this thing, but I'm just distracting them with the skeletons for now. Ah, we summoned another skeleton. Excellent. Beat that primordial tentacle. And can you imagine how tough this would actually be if you were at it for the right level? Because I'm here later on. Hey, Citizen Ordelian, you're looking mighty legit. How you doing, man? And yeah, Immolation is amazing. It doubled her damage for me, but Eyeless hammers are immune to fire, so it's not that useful against them. But the healers... Are they? See, it says immune to blinded, charmed, confused, diseased, dominated, poisoned, sickened. Didn't realise they were immune to fire, but that's good to know, thanks. Good Sunday evening, kind, wonderful, beautiful, and marvellous being. I don't know who you're talking to, but thank you for the kind words for them. Boom. And there goes that one. And finally, we've summoned a whole bunch of Wicts and Whites and Skellies and stuff with her Grey Sleeper super sword. Durant's just get to about here. She's got 47 more focus. Immune to fire and shock. Look up from there and you'll see the icons. Oh, of course. Of course, of course. Yeah, I hadn't been paying much attention to them. That is good to know. That is good to know. Let's do an Into the Fray on this one.
We're losing people.
Yeah, that's because the tentacle is just like wiping out skeletons. It's only injured as well. Nah, it's fine. You come this way. You come this way.
Your aim could use some improvement.
No, you're literally on fire, lady. Badly injured. There's no way we can... Oh, oh god, I've got the weakest thing in range with it. Okay, it's going to take a while for him to go down, unfortunately.
My mind feels sharpest.
That's good. Oh, she's got like 152 focus, finally. Are we all technically in combat still? Oh my god, we are. Jokes. You have a nice community? Thank you, Pistol. We do. Krayven's Town is a wonderful place. Everyone here is very, very pleasant. Those that choose to stick around. Right. 170 focus. There's not much you can't do. Let's get everyone up the hill a little bit and bashing this thing on the noggin. You get to about there. Hopefully this won't be like one long chain fight, as that might start testing us a little.
Be more careful.
Right, and then she can one up here and do her frickin' mind web again. Right, you three frontliners. May as well use this focus up. Boom. And you hit it, you hit it, you hit it. You're in range of it. I'm not wasting any like per rest abilities on this thing.
I wish you no harm.
What else can we do? So that's level 7. I would isolate. Oh no, that would just isolate them. We do a detonate. Well, NPC chat always amazes me. You can't beat me. I'm already. Sorry, NPC chat.
Another of Andra's mindless servants. I'll see her paid for this.
NPC chat always amazes me. You can't beat me is already dead on floor.
Hey.
Oh, the random dialogue they come up with, like, you can't beat me. It's like, squish. You totally can. Right, let's go and loot the bodies. So NPC goes, haha, you can't. Yeah, I follow. It took me a second there. I was like, what?
Hey.
And again, Pistol, thank you very much for the kind comments about the community. They count for the most if someone really feels that way. And welcome to part of it. You are a part of it whilst you are here. And we are glad to have you.
Quietly now.
Can I backtrack and take out any more? Right, so this seemed to be the back path. There's probably a load more of them stomping around up on this side. I think I'll drop a little quick save after that. It was quite a long old scrap. My beer's going warm. That won't do. Oh, some flavor text I missed. The planks have been peeled from the bow of this old fishing boat. Ah, yes. By our tentacled friends. Aha! Another eyeless hammer. Considering they're eyeless, their senses of spotting things from a distance are not all that poor. Oh, there's 3 of them. I love Adair charges in. He just kicks him flying back. How long is he going to be prone for? 10 seconds. All right, Krayven, take over for him. Jesus. That was kind of funny. Right, how many we're up against? We've got a stone piercer, a hammer, and a hammer. The hammer must be the melee guys, and these are the art. Look at those arrows they've got. They're like javelins twice the size of a man as enemies. Curious if you already did the bounties here. Yeah, all the White March bounties have been done. Right, Grieving Mother. She's still got 55. What can she do? Prestigitators missiles first. Durance can do interdiction on all of them. What one was hardest for you? I have to admit, the ones I was doing in the White March Part 1, I came to it at about the right level. I'm trying to remember. I took a couple of attempts at the one in Long Watch Falls that's above where the Alpine Dragon is on the map. I distinctly remember having to really prep and concentrate and buff myself before that fight in order to win it at the time. But I went in at like level 9, 8, no, at that point like level 8 or something. See if we can get some tentacles in there. Right, and if Adair can get up sometime soon, that would be awesome. In fact, what would work quite well is if we could do a knockback. It'll fatigue him. Yeah. Let's get out of this little killing corridor and into some space. And you know what? You cancel your tent. Oh no, he's already started casting it. Shit. In which case, cancel that ability you're doing. Palagina, come into him. Krayven, come around here. Oh, he got knocked prone for having the audacity to disengage. And we've got another stone piercer in. Yeah, oh my god, the way, the speed the monks run around. Some of the high-level NPC monks are insane. I mean, they are legit insane. Right, let's try and do a Devotions of the Faithful. Let's get some of our spells on the go, shall we? Right, Palagina, do feel free to step in. Right, Durance, back off a little way. Oh shit, that's kind of... Alright, you know what? Krayven, come round and take this one on. That'll work. Right, Adair's back on his feet. Okay, if you two can just back off a ways, he should be able to charge directly. Nice. Huh? How's that one already dead? Jesus Christ. Oh, of course he's swinging with the hammer. It has a chance on critical hit to destroy an eyeless immediately. We're fighting them the hard way. Whereas in actual fact, Krayven should just be running in, taking them all on because he has a chance to one-shot them. We'll... That's what I was forgetting. Holy Radiance. Alright, let's do some expose vulnerabilities on these two. And keep shooting this thing. This one repels my such and such. Pull him in. Yeah, Aloth come round to about here. He could probably get away with... Yeah, Ring the Ancient Forge. We'll try that. First time I fought him, almost rage quit, going for my backline and kicking him hard. I know. Sometimes you're like, I'm trying to do tanking. I've done everything right. I've done into the fray. I'm building up tons of hits. It's like, but it doesn't work like World of Warcraft. They will just randomly run off and go and kick your squishy characters. It does my head in. Controlling mobs in this is sometimes just like random bloody luck. I swear. Do a vigorous defense. He's getting a bit beaten up though. Let's do second wind. And Durance. See if you can get a despondent blows on these two. For 60 we could try disintegration. Because yeah, he's pretty weak now. Right, they're immune to fire, so yeah, let's actually do the exposed vulnerabilities now. Right, disintegration didn't quite kill him. At least those tentacles are gone. Let's come around this side. In fact, Adair, you can come here. Has he got a second charge lined up? Not quite, but let's fight this one. Oh, damn. Krayven's nearly... Didn't he just take a potion? Durance. Hey, welcome back, Melissa. Yeah, the more you hurt him, the harder he is. Cloning, teleporting, kicking. It is amazing play. My main character's a monk. Krayven's a monk, partly that reason. But right now, he's a monk who's taking a little bit too much damage. I mean, he's got his whole... He does now... He's going to do 50% extra damage because he's got the burning hands. I thought that was really cool lore-wise to give a fire god-like monk. And it's just like fire godlike and a monk as well. That's awesome. But I haven't been playing him unarmed like at all. I've been having him using maces and sort of clubs and stuff, as that sort of felt fitting. My fourth playthrough, and I never had this much fun, and I know they are just as good in Deadfire. Well, I'll be, as soon as I'm done with this whole game, which will still be quite a few weeks, I'm going straight into part 2, because this is blind. I've never played it before, so this is completely, everything that's happening is new to me. Likewise with Pillars 2, but I do know that you can load apparently your completed game and you can keep your character story going, which is so cool. I can't wait to do it. Let's see. Yeah, Durance, you really need to help Krayven out, like, right frickin' now. I think restore critical endurance, wherever that's buried. Yeah, right about there. Will work. Alright, good. Not a second too soon, and she can do a lay on hands as well, just to be sure. It feels like a bit of a waste having to use it now, but there we go. Apparently the critical hit with the hammer does not happen very often. Arcane assault them both. Keep shooting. Can we not? Yeah, we can knock them down, so let's try. And you can multi-class at time. Yeah, I'm thinking of multi-classing Krayven. He's got the long pain, so he can still hit them. Durance. Well, let's get Consecrated Crown going. And Palagina, put Sworn Enemy on this one. And Flame's Devotion. He should go down pretty quick. Yeah, Aloth, tell you what, why didn't you not melee the giant? Yeah, idiot. Come in and do a Torment's Reach on him. No. Oh, damn. I didn't realise that happens. The long pain actually changes his weapon. Shit. Well, that's a problem when you're supposed to be using a hammer to defeat these things right away. Right, Durance, get behind there so your Consecrated Ground is in range, and she hasn't got much focus, but she can do a Soul Shock. In fact, let's put that on Krayven. He's got no one else around him except for an enemy. And Aloth, summon some skeletons. Let's just give Krayven some help now. I didn't actually realise how the long pain works. Thank you for that, legit. I'll check that out shortly. Oh, I actually selected those two skeletons. You in range of it as well, and I think we're pretty much good here. One more Flame's Devotion, because Sworn Enemy is going to amp the damage. We'll do another Into the Fray. Alright, Krayven's just pummeling away. Doesn't need to do much else, really. Just saw it, thanks. Attack of the Iron Giants. Hey, Citizen Darkens, how you doing? Oh, you got lucky with Morning Gloves. By far the best gauntlets for Monk. Yeah, I'm loving them. They've got so many cool things. I got them quite early in the game as well. They seemed like quite a valuable find at the time.
I'm here.
Right, what else we've got left? Let's throw Barbs of Condemnation. That one's... We'll put it on this one. The other one's nearly dead. She really needs to start shooting, and you may as well just be attacking from here on out. That's good. Oh, we finally summoned a few more undead with Palagina's super sword. He was near death earlier. Did he just res himself?
That's not very helpful.
They're making very weird death noises. Let's have Durance come round here. Start bashing him on the behind. I love zooming in, Krayven swinging his hammer like an absolute boss. We're going to have to pretty much just take them down with auto attacks at this point. Boom. The rest of you can come here. Finally. Damn, that was... They take a beating, don't they? A lot of punishment. And... well, we're not going to be lacking for copper wire. Okay, so that's the only way to the cave. There might be some more stuff to clear out in this loop and up here, but I'll do that after the fact. I'm going to put another little camp because Krayven's looking mighty beaten up and he's the main one who has to run in and go and do things. Right, let's head on in and see what we've got going on here. Through their sneak attack ability, rogues have the highest weapon damage output of any class. Whenever rogues hit enemies who have afflictions that qualify for sneak attack, they will automatically do extra damage. Oh, I actually didn't know that rogues hit that hard. Problem is, rogues are really squishy. I enjoyed using the quest updated. So we've made our way to the fragment of Yoni Bratha. Get to the crystal at the bottom of Yoni Bratha. There is a large crystal that runs through the core of Yoni Bratha. I need to reach it and strike it with Abydon's hammer. That should bring the entire cavern down. I'm assuming I have a way to get out of here when I do that, because otherwise I'm basically condemning myself to destination fucked. It's a very cool environment though. It's like being inside a giant amethyst. I mean, are they going to fit more of these? What the hell? Spectral tentacles. Oh, Hair of Ondra, they're called. Alright. Hair of Ondra. Columns of water rise up from the pool in front of you, shifting and writhing, whipping air around them in a vortex. Oh, because I have lore more than 2 or more. Hair of Ondra. I know that this can only be Ondra's hair, appearing before you at a fraction of the size typically reported by mariners unfortunate enough to encounter them on the high seas. A fraction of the size. They're still like tons bigger than a person.
You have done well to have come so far. I confess I was not certain you would make it.
Ah. Well, thanks so much for all your help outside.
But I do not wish to give false hope. The greater challenge remains in front of you.
Uh-huh. Option 1, I am ready. Option 2, the Eyeless have to be stopped for the good of the Direwood. Option 3, I didn't expect it to be easy. Option 4, this...
to live locally.
Pistol, thank you so much for the follow. Residency to Krayven's Town is granted. Lodgings are being prepared. Please ignore the screams. They are screams of joy. Anyone dissenting from this official propaganda, please report them to your local Krayven's Town enforcer. No worries. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. I play Pillars of Eternity for Story Sunday every Sunday, if that is your jam, but I'm on next tomorrow for Mellow Out Monday. We'll probably be doing either Darksiders 2 or Borderlands 2, followed by Magic the Gathering Arena. We get our action and violence in, and then we chill out with something more slower paced. Welcome to the community, and thank you for supporting the channel. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Or, let's see, 4, this better not be an unpleasant surprise, or 5, is it a drinking contest? As always, the Saki rude or aggressive answers are always the most fun looking ones, but I am ready.
Running through the core of this rock is a large growth of crystal. You will know it when you see it.
A large growth of crystal.
A blow to the crystal would reverberate through the walls of this place. Strike it enough and the entire structure would crumble. The eyeless would be buried.
Oh, so we can't actually wipe them all out, but we can basically make it so they can never get out. Doesn't sound like a permanent fix, but okay.
Of course, it would take a person years to cause enough damage.
Well, I don't have the intellect to do option 1, which is probably involving something. 2, what did you have in mind? Or 3, yes! 2, what did you have in mind?
Strike the crystal with Abydon's hammer. The eyeless will wake and come to its call. Join in striking the crystal.
Oh, okay. So they'll sort of essentially be responsible for their own burial.
They will cluster together and bury themselves.
Huh. Nice.
I have realized it is best that they should be ended, for within each of them is a small piece of Abydon himself. Upon their deaths, those fragments and the memories they contain will be safely dispersed.
It's not enough that he's already died once at your hands. You got to disperse the rest. All right, fine.
I had not considered the dangers of allowing them to persist, until a watcher appeared at my abbey.
That would be me. So option 1, what are we waiting for then? Option 2, hold on, you want me to wake up more of them? 3, what aren't you telling me? Or 4, hey, who said the gods are all rigid ideologues? There's something she's not telling me.
A single strike upon the crystal will not be enough. The eyeless respond only as long as the hammer rings.
Okay.
You will need to remain until their work is complete, wielding the hammer until the walls come crumbling down.
What? Okay. Option 1, you mean for me to die here? 2, all things must come to an end. 3, I trust this is what had to be done. 4, you might have mentioned that sooner. 5, if the eyeless won't stop until I'm dead, I might as well return the favour. 6, I swear before you and all the other gods that you will pay for this. Let's see. Well, I can ask, you mean to... I like answer 4. Yeah, you might have mentioned that sooner. I'm kind of tempted by it. It's not completely out of character for my character. I've been giving him a few more shades of grey because I'm imagining him evolving from being quite so rigidly upstanding and good to what he comes across to having a little bit more nuance and shades of grey in his personality. But overall, I still play him as generally decent and polite. I trust this is what has to be done. Is like, no, she's proven herself not especially trustworthy or committed to one idea necessarily. I like answer 1 and just like, I'm not going, you mean for me to die here? Just like, do you mean for me to die here? Like, what's actually happening? 5 is just sort of rather pithy, and 6 is just way too angry. I'm not going to say that. We're going to go with number 1 because I want to sort of ask the question.
Your sacrifice will be mourned, but your fate is already sealed.
Bitch.
The eyeless cannot be reasoned with or fled from. One day not far from now, they would kill you and level the Deerwood.
Oh, it's Deerwood. I keep pronouncing it Direwood.
You have seen what they will do. This is the way you can stop them.
I'm hoping I might be able to make an amazing heroic escape.
And the truth is that you are marked by the Eyeless for a reason. It would be better for all if the things you have seen were forgotten.
Better for all or better for you?
Bad way to go. Maybe we should just hang ourselves.
Crushing's a bad way to go. Jesus, Adair, if even your chipper sort of enthusiasm is waning, then I don't feel too good about our chances. Thank you, stay hydrated, boy. I've been drinking beer. Just like a god to sacrifice a mortal. I know, Darkens, exactly.
A great sacrifice for a greater good.
Of course you would say that, you holier-than-thou goth freak. The watery columns drop all at once back into the pool, sending up a small splash. The pool settles, and looking down into it, you see only the faces of you and your companions, alone and condemned. Well, shit. I can hear the thumping of footsteps. Oh, hello. Very well. Charge! Krayven, right, I can't do the long pain while he's got the hammer.
Hey.
Bam. Let's wreck this fool. Now you're on your own with none of your tentacled mates to help you. Now our casters are safely out of squish range. Let's do our per encounter abilities. And Adair, let's knock him down. He's prone as well. Oh, he's still only barely injured. Hey, that's the critical hit from Abydon's hammer. That does speed things up tremendously. Yeah, Krayven affects Eyeless hammer with Destroy Eyeless. That's boom. What are the Eyeless? They look like iron giants. Yeah, they're essentially a giant automaton vessel. They're these creations by Ondra to wipe out things that are meant to be forgotten, and that seems to include the White Forge, that awesome dwarven forge that we opened earlier, and everyone who knows about it. The problem is everyone in all of Deerwood and the White March and everyone knows about it, so it'd essentially be like a genocide. So we're trying to put that to a halt permanently. Oh, I didn't even see this. Look at this. In these weird purple crystal formations, you can see the outlines of all the Eyeless just waiting. They're stored in the crystal themselves. So you've got a few patrolling. God, it's like being inside a sort of fantasy version of a Borg ship. Anyone who doesn't watch Star Trek, that is, well, the Borg are... Oh my. They're the... Whoa! Folks, hit that legit. Hit that legit. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Eloa. Thank you so much. Good evening, Alexina, Arkan, Eloa, the delightful Eloa. Thank you, Ordelian. Welcome in one and all. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to Story Sunday on the Krayven channel. This is Pillars of Eternity. We're in the last mission of the White March Part 2 expansion, and we're taking on a bunch of these Eyeless Iron Giant automatons. Wendy, how was your stream? And how goes it, folks? It's delightful to have you. Happy Sunday, one and all. Right, let's go straight in. Boom. Oh, God, there's quite a lot more of them. We're walking through a piece of fallen moon, map-wise. The Ioni Brathir fragment is one of the moons, taking out all these automatons before they wake that. Thank you so much, Alexina, for the follow. Gazimov, hello. And Studsum, hello. Hello, Kappa, indeed. My stream was crazy amazing. Did a few matches of Overwatch with the community. Awesome. Delightful. And folks, yes, before I do anything further, and indeed, Alexina, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for supporting the channel. Welcome to Krayven's Town. Lodgings are being prepared. Please ignore the screams. They are screams of joy. Anyone who happens to dissent from this official propaganda, report them to your nearest Kraybot enforcer for re-education. And yes, folks, those of you at Krayven's Town who don't know, do go and check out Wendy. She's absolutely wonderful. Excellent streamer from Belgium. Plays a variety of things, does a lot of MMOs, does Overwatch. I think you've been doing, what, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, and a bunch of other things. I met her at Twitch London Winter, it's probably 6 or 7 weeks ago now. Well, we got on. She's just awesome. Go and follow her. If you're not, you clearly have communist tendencies. Right, we need to get Krayven in. Gazimov, thank you so much for the follow. Residency to Krayven's Town is granted. We work a 37-hour day here. You will get used to it, or you'll have a psychotic episode. But we won't judge.
Much rejoicing.
From one Brit to another, hashtag charity.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. And thank you so much for adding the hashtag charity. Again, I forgot to put that in my warm-up. But for all bits that get cheered, if you do exactly what Gazimov has done there and put hashtag charity afterwards, an additional 20% of that will be given to direct aid all through the Blizzard of Blitz charity event going on this month. As you can see in the banner underneath the latest donation of my overlay. Thank you so much for supporting them, and thank you so much for supporting the channel, Gazimov. That is really kind of you. I appreciate it. Interdiction, right. Let's soften these two Muppets up. Oh no, we can't reach them in time. We just have to soften this one up. Aloth has range though. Maybe an Arcane Assault can get them? No, apparently not. Let's run him closer to the cliff edge, or as close as we can get. Palagina, why are you all the way over there? Come forward at once. Right, Grieving Mother. She's got an incredible range. Can Arcane Assault hit just? Alright, that one's dead. I think... Yeah, Krayven hit him with the hammer. As our main character, Krayven the Monk, he's carrying a hammer that can, like, one-shot these guys. So, these ones are the ranged versions. These enormous spears they're carrying. Right, let's have the rest of them come over this way as well. If you don't know this game, it's essentially, well, firstly, it's awesome. It's very lore-rich, very lore-heavy. It's a love letter to Baldur's Gate. It's a true CRPG, classic RPG. Bang, there goes another one. God, this hammer does make these fights go considerably shorter because they're otherwise quite tough. Rest of you can actually know what, Durance, don't you run in, you just top everyone else's endurance up. Nope, don't run in. Excellent. Oh, that hammer's really coming into its own now. Yes, it's a true in every sense role-playing experience. What I'm doing here is pause-based real-time combat rather than turn-based combat. So I'm lining up all my abilities by tapping space to pause the game, and then everything happens actually in real time when you unpause it. There's a lot going on. There's elements of D&D in this. Divinity Original Sin, but Divinity's Original Sin is 2 is genuinely more sort of turn-based. And yeah, it's a wonderful mix of Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, and Icewind Dale. It's got the best elements of each of those in there. We have another pool where some hair of Ondra tendrils might pop up. And here now you can see more of this army of the Eyeless sort of locked in the crystals now, which is pretty cool. We've got another pool here, so let's... Oh, they're even showing up on the map in ranks. It's like going through... When I was in Japan, there were these temples... There's one temple that had like 1,200 little Buddha statues in it. It's kind of reminding me of that, but like way more terrifying. Judging by claw marks and scales around the edges of this pool, you believe it is regularly used by the Lagufath. You see something shimmering in the depths of the frigid, murky water. This is probably going to be some sort of constitutional swim chat. I'm going to dive in myself. My character's pretty dexterous. The fire will keep him warm, because that's totally how fire god-like work, and I'm not just making that up. Who else would be good? All the other ones who are tough are like wearing 100 pounds of plate mail armor. I don't know if Aloth's got a water breathing spell. Dive in yourself. You dive into the water and immediately feel the cold bite into your skin. It's incredibly frigid, rapidly sapping the warmth from your body. The water is calm, but a person with a weak constitution would suffer greatly if submerged for more than a few moments. I might send in a return to the surface. Ah, crud nugget. Right, didn't mean to do that. Krayven go in first. Be hilarious. Bang! Oh god. Got a crit on him right away and one-shotted him. Right, that's that dealt with. Anyway, where were we? Messing with my god hammer. I'm going to have a little look who's got the best constitution. And so the new arrivals, you can see the source. This is the character menu. You've got your reputations. All of these build up depending on the answers you give in dialogue, because you can truly roleplay. You can roleplay better than I've ever seen in any game. And then your party reputations and all this cool stuff. So Adair, our fighter, naturally is really tough. He's got 20 constitution. Krayven's only got 14. She's got 16, 12, 10, and... right, so yeah. Constitution of 20, we're going to send Adair. I'm assuming he'll strip out of all his crazy heavy armor. Right, let's send Adair. Adair dives in, yep. Okay, dive toward the shimmering light. Adair shrugs off the intense cold and dives toward the light glinting in the murky depths of the ice cave because he's hard as nails. Constitution 17, he's the only one tough enough. Continue. Adair quickly recovers a cache of Lagafath treasures, including a variety of coins and a set of surprisingly well-preserved plate greaves. Unfortunately, the disturbance of the horde was observed by a pack of Lagafath that are swimming over to investigate. Hiding from the Lagafath will be difficult, but attempting to outswim them would require phenomenal athletic ability. He's also really athletic as well. The dynamic, not just a dynamic Duffy, but the dynamic Duffy. Thank you so much for the follow. Residency to Krayven's Town is granted. A Kraybot will come and collect your possessions and move them into your lodging shortly. Enjoy a drink at the bar. I'm going to go for, let's see, we've got Frither's Plated Greaves and 145 Silver Fennings. I reckon his athleticism is good enough to swim to the surface as fast as possible. Adair confidently launches off the bottom of the ice cave. Even with the Lagafath's treasure under one arm, Adair manages to easily reach the surface ahead of their clawing hands. What a beast. Athletics 13. Nice. Okay, these guys are essentially Murlocs on steroids. Moments later, furious Lagafath erupt from the pool. Right. Let's get a ruck on. Durance, get out of the way. Okay, Adair, go and charge this blowpipe one. Kadoomf. Krayven, melee this one. You castery squishy types generally run the hell away. Aloth round to here. You over to here. And the Grieving Mother, I'll just select it from the bottom. Yeah, she's already fine. And then Pallegina, fight this one. Oh, that worked. Oh, one of them got paralyzed. That's not ideal, but we can live with it. Right, so knockdown. Oh, he's still charging somehow. That's weird. Let's get a pummel on this one. And Pallegina. That one's already injured. Flames of Devotion. Grieving Mother. Let's see if we can dominate one of them. Dominate the Brood Mother. She can be problematic. Boom. And now that will fight the caster. Durance is paralyzed under 2.7 seconds. First one's already dead. Second one's dead as well. Jesus. Alright. Yeah, these guys are not nearly as tough. We're going to just squish the hell out of them. Expose vulnerabilities, yeah, let's stick it there. And Prestigitators missiles here. And her come round as well. Excellent, right. Is that one almost dead? Yeah, one more pummel should do it. Actually, even better, we'll do a Torment's Reach. Should be finished off fast. Let's grab the rest of the party. Bring them down this way. She hasn't shrugged off. We can't actually attack her yet. She hasn't shrugged off the domination. So, oh, that's nice of her. She's healing us all back up. Right. She's realised that we tricked her and got her to kill all of her friends and family. Mwahaha. We can actually, yeah, you back up away a bit. You shoot her, and Palagina deck her as well. See if we can get a knockdown in. And nope, not that one. Yeah, another Flame's Devotion.
How may
I shall end this.
And boom. Splat. Oh, Steadfast. The one-handed soulbound weapon that Adair's got has leveled up. They're the only weapons that level. As you do more with them, it unlocks more of their abilities. So he's now got, I don't know what the new thing in. I think it's immunity to frighten. That's really good. If we have to fight any more dragons. I mean, they cause terrified, but that might help. So, still kill 5 enemies with Steadfast with critical hits, which is what we managed to do. That actually takes some time. Right, so the next one is kill 20 enemies. Kill 20 melee enemies with Steadfast, or just kill 100 overall. Well, Adair will kill 20 in melee before too long. Steadfast is a single-edged backsword with a recurved blade and a wire-wrapped grip. Though not especially fancy, the crafter's skill is readily apparent to any who hold the weapon in their hands. And each time you level it up, you get a new bit of flavour text as well. So, the only surviving son of an indentured servant, Adaric Kendemir, was one of countless Red Serens who joined the ranks of Waidwin's army upon the outbreak of the Saints' War. Despite his youth and inexperience, Adaric acquitted himself well in the fighting, and was soon popular among his fellow soldiers for his good sense, his passion, and his loyalty. Determined to honour Waidwin, Adaric proved himself a disciplined and driven soldier. Excellent, let's see what they dropped. Not Vithrak brains, there'll be Lagafeth livers, I think. Yeah. Okay, good old random fantasy trope of like these random creatures' body parts are important for reagents and potions. Just like in real life, I suppose. Actually, we'll go back into stealthy mode. Oh, I didn't actually see what after that whole flavor text. What did we pick up? What was our treasure? These boots, Fritha's plated greaves. Heavy, so 5% armor speed penalty. Ooh, that's a bit nasty. +3 damage reduction to slash, pierce, and crush, and grants wild sprint once per rest. +3.5 move speed, 12 defense when disengaging, not stopped by engagement for 5 seconds. It's alright, but the 3 damage reduction is really quite nice. Fritha, the coward of Kindlevale, fled more battles than most men fought. He nevertheless rose to the rank of Steadman, likely because he survived his doomed platoons on several noteworthy occasions. After an otherwise undistinguished military career, he was finally caught abandoning his comrades during a minor skirmish in the War of Black Trees. His commanding officer executed him on the spot. That's kind of funny. Alright, what's Adair wearing on his feet? Boots of the Long March. Max endurance bonus and +2 athletics. That's actually quite nice for him. What's she wearing? Boots of Zealous Command. Oh, those are directly beneficial to a paladin. So a +2 athletics is decent enough. +15 max endurance is basically nothing to a. So I'm going to put these. The arm speed penalty he's already got, I think, -50. Another 5% of that is going to be 2.5. That's not so bad. But the +3 damage reduction is pretty great. Righty-ho. We'll quick save that. And then on we go. Now let's see what we can see. Aha! Right, that's clearly the crystal we need.
There's the crystal. I don't suppose Andra could have put it on top of the moon?
No, apparently she couldn't. A ridge overlooks a broad chamber half flooded with lake water. You could crawl down this way, but it looks too steep and slick to climb back up. Alright, well let's see what our other options are. There's not much else we really have to do. I guess we may as well climb down. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. An actual kraken. One of Ondra's ancient creatures, like so much, it is beyond her control now. It's boss time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that thing is huge because, Christ, its tentacles have been coming out of everywhere. This is its house. This is its giant shell. Okay, Ondra left a kraken in Kayron's scar so long ago to protect the place where her eyeless lie dormant. It now stands between me and the crystal I need to strike. Okay, I'm in combat. Is it going to move towards me? Jesus Christ, it's one ugly motherfucker. And all the tentacles are independent. I'm glad I quick saved right before this started. If this goes badly wrong, I might take a few food buffs before I go in. It's immune to charm, confused, and dominated, but not much else, which is something. Alright. Well, first of all, Adair. Straight in against the head. Straight in against the head. I think if we kill the head, obviously the tentacles might die. Because it's got, yeah, a whole bunch of them are attached to it, but then you've got these 4 things kind of acting as adds as well. They're independent. To that end, I'll have Krayven go against one of them, and Pallegina go against one of them. We'll keep the rest of them out of range. We'll try and keep them out of range. Right, we'll have Aloth come over here. I imagine there's going to be some AoE attacks and sweeps, like the equivalent of a dragon's tail and stuff like that. Durant's up here. And where's Grieving Mother? Her there as well. Oh no, apparently the tentacles can shift of their own volition, very randomly. That's fine. Alright. Well, Pallegina can just nail these ones. Who's that? Aloth still over there. And Krayven can pummel that one.
Beyond her control.
Right, in actual fact, then first things first, we'll summon some other tentacles about there to deal with them. You know what? We'll do a blessing on most of the rest of the party. And Durant's... Right, interdiction first. Adair could comfortably tank this thing on his own, I think. Right. So, weakened and dazed. Next, I'm going to have him do his despondent blows on it. Can we get them both? No, just the one. Right, and Adair, vigorous defense. We're up against primordials, apparently. I don't quite know why all the cool music stopped. Right, a Grieving Mother, Prestigitators, missiles. Right, that summons the other tentacles, although, shit, I put them in the wrong place. It should have been there. They're a bit out of range. That's alright, that's alright. Pallegina's taking on 2 at once. Her Sacred Immolation will actually work quite nicely here. Right, Aloth needs to back away a little. Stay out of range of them. There's another one that's taking on Krayven, that's fine. Let's do expose vulnerabilities. Right there. And with 60, she could do disintegration. Let's put it on this one. Okay, damn it, it bites pretty hard to have already done that kind of damage to Adair. And it's brought the other tentacle around him. Right, Durant's run off to one side. So I'm basically just going to have you focus on keeping Adair alive. We'll put Barbs of Condemnation on it. And the rest of the party can deal with these wee shites till they're dead. They're already nearly down, some of them. let's do soul ignition on this one. Because I'm going to save some of the big hitters for the boss herself. In actual fact, once she's done that as well, we can do blessing. I think we can get most of us with it. Yeah, let's do that. Adair's technically flanked at the moment. I'll leave Devotions to the Faithful for a bit, and I won't do this one. Oh, you know what? Adair's kind of fine on his own for now. You come back this way. I'll just make sure he'll do a... Let's have him do it into the fray. Oh, God, I've got to select a target every time. Yeah, he's fine. He's basically indestructible. Durance... Yeah, come in a little closer. Now trigger Holy Radiance. Right, one of them's paralyzed. Oh, wicked, and it summoned a bunch of undead to start. That will replace the tentacles that just disappeared quite nicely. Right, let's get some comedy on for this one. Console House Crushing Doom, this hilarious bloody splat hammer. Can start nailing this one, and that one's nearly dead. Let's do a Torment's Reach. That'll hit the one behind it. Right, there goes one. There goes two, in fact. Let's have her build some more focus up. In fact, just have all of you attack this one down. Excellent. Right, let's get the rest of the party towards this one. That thing's currently barely injured, but Adair's been doing a good job. In fact, the rest of you run up as well, because we're going to do... Is this a game where you pause? Yes, Wendy. What I'm doing is pause-based real-time combat. So every time I'm pausing, so I can bring up and actually do my abilities. Otherwise, I'd never be able to keep up with everything I need to be doing. So it kind of becomes, it's kind of like it's not turn-based. It's its own thing. I have to sort of pick what I need to do. So right, where's Durance? Spark the Souls. Devotions for the Faithful, because now we can hit everyone with it. It benefits us and it hurts them. Adair's doing fine. You can do another into the fray to build up some threats. Right, now we'll pull Aloth off to one side. Ah, right, yeah. See, now they're all in range. You just did some massive spit that hurts the rest of us a lot. So, you back off. That ghoul just attack this thing. That thing's nearly dead. Durance back off a little ways as well. And Grieving Mother back off a little ways as well. Okay, and then... Actually, we'll have Durance come back in a little bit and hit Consecrated Ground to top us all back up. Grieving Mother, she's got 69. Let's put another... You know what? We'll put a Pain Block on Adair because he's soaking up a lot of the damage. Then we'll get... Tain's Chaotic Orb. We'll do another one, a Console House Crushing Doom. Apparently you can make this thing go prone. I don't know how, but every time you have a creature go prone, they usually have an animation for it. It'd be hilarious to see what this one is. Hey, Magpie! How you doing? You know what? I just confused Pillars of Eternity with Path of Exile. A lot of people do, especially when you abbreviate it to just playing PoE. I thought it was more like Diablo. This is more like Baldur's Gate. Diablo is a little bit more sort of grind and combat and less on the lore compared to this. Okay, Torment's Reach. Can we finish this thing off? I think at this point I send Pallegina to about here. Whoa. Oh, that's apparently what happens when it goes prone. It starts shaking and going insane. Right, let's put Sworn Enemy. Right, Grieving Mother's doing her thing. It's so big, you can't even see the hammer that's... Yeah. Oh, crap. Nope. What happened is it just summoned two of the Eyeless. Right, Krayven, you've got to go and deal with them because you've got the magic Eyeless killing hammer. Pallegina, go back in and deal with the tentacle. Bugger. That wasn't supposed to happen. No, I'll just have her build up some more focus. Apparently it's prone. Ah, there it is. You can see the hammer. This ridiculous spell that's just constantly bashing this thing on the head, which is brilliant. I'm good. I'm very glad to hear it. I'm well. I'm doing okay. I'm recovering from a massive hangover due to last night. This looks like an interesting game. We'll keep checking this one out, but now it's time for bed. Good night. Alexina, I'm really glad you think so, and good night to you. Thank you for coming over in the raid and following and hanging out. If you want to see more of this game, I'll be playing it the same time again next Sunday. In terms of just when I'm next live, I'll be doing either Borderlands 2 or Darksiders 2, followed by Magic the Gathering Arena tomorrow evening for Mellow Out Mondays, where we do our action and violence and bloody stuff, followed by our chilled tactical card games. Really appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. What are you even fighting? I'm fighting a massive kraken in this cave. It's the very end of this expansion part, White March Part 2. Got all these massive automatons to deal with. Oh, damn it. Did Krayven just get knocked prone? Alright, and Aloth has been made invisible. Krayven, kindly run over and kill these things. Right, that tentacle is dead. Palagina, just hold that one off now from hitting the casters. Random undead that the sword we have just summoned. Go and... Oh! Damn, that nearly punched... Right, Aloth is currently invisible. Run the hell away. Like, more away. Oh, we got him. We got him. Defeat the Kraken. We've done it. Right. Krayven's just got to use his hammer to one-shot this thing. Alright, that wasn't such a tough fight. Oh, look at that death scream. Right, you know what? The rest of you can go in and bash this thing on the head as well. There it is, and there's the Abydon's hammer. Poor. Your characters must be really magic then, walking on water and all. Yeah, I have to admit, it's kind of amazing, like, how shallow this is, and they're up to it in their waist, and yet that thing was like... Oh, I see. There's a shelf here. That's why we couldn't walk any further. There's this is shallow water, and the thing was fighting us from deep water. That's okay. Yeah, that's why good. It wasn't just, you know, a wizard did it kind of bullshit.
Hey.
We better get a cool treasure from killing that thing. Now, can we run up here? It's always worth exploring what else is around and available. Nope. Apparently not. Something's happened at our... Nope, nothing new there. Oh, it was just hireling payday, that was it. Right then, after that thrilling battle against an enormous tentacled monstrosity, let's bash the hammer. Oh dear, what's happened there? Oh no! Oh phew, I thought for a second there the game had completely crashed. It just froze temporarily. Everything is well and all manner of things shall be well. An enormous crystal juts from the wall like a spearhead protruding from a wound. An army of reflections stares back at you from the crystal's perfect facets. It echoes the sound of your footsteps in soft, ringing hums. Someone will have to take up Abydon's hammer and strike the crystal. An Ondra warned that whoever does so will be buried in this place with the Eyeless. Whom do you choose? Well, I had the hammer made. I'm bringing everyone here. It's very much I can draw lots or step back and consider this further. Nope, there's no need. And I'm going to be a little bit sneaky. There's no way the game can kill off the main character. So my plot armor is far too strong to be destroyed by a simple piece of collapsing moon. So I'm going to be very holier than thou and selfless and self-sacrifice and pick me.
You have led us bravely. It has been an honor to follow your lead.
It has been an honor, hasn't it? Thank you.
We have it in for you. I wish they knew you like I did.
Okay.
Sacrifice will save many lives.
If my actual main character dies, I have to roll a whole new one. I will be quite pissed off. The salt sound effect would be very applicable.
Straight into the fire, then. Your chances aren't favorable, but at least you've learned to embrace the test. I told you I'd be good for you, Watcher.
Oh, even in this one, he's got to make it about himself. if he wasn't such a useful character, he's so, in a weird way I love him. He's such a dick. You take the there we go. This is a piece of treasure that we picked up that allows us to breathe underwater. You take the diving helmet and tuck it away, just in case. I wonder what's going to happen now. You heft the hammer and swing it at the crystal. A perfect, clear tone rings through the air and resonates through your teeth. Seconds later, ripples shiver through the water. Something big is coming. You give the others a final nod. The rest of the party scrambles out the flooded cavern and flees through the tunnels. You continue hammering at the crystal, each strike magnifying the last. The echoes build into physical tremors. Meanwhile, a heavier rhythm pulses through the cave. Footsteps. Dozens of them. The others round a corner only to see a line of eyeless advancing. The creatures stagger to the rhythm of the hammer thuds below, yet they crane their necks toward the party, ratcheting back their piston arms. Oh, we have some wizard spells available. Now we can either do mirrored image to dodge them all, or try and increase our chances of deflecting everything. Repulsing seal, or ringleader. I think they're immune to domination. Repulsing seal won't kill them all off. We can just dodge directly. I think mirrored image. See if that just confuses them enough. Consider who will cast it. Well, only Aloth can. Aloth's likenesses appear along the tunnel. The eyeless roar and lunge fruitlessly at the images. Tee-hee-hee! Dodge past the eyeless. The party sprints past the distracted monsters. Alright, we chose well. Fortunately, the creatures are too focused on the hammering to give chase. They continue toward the cavern. You maintain a steady tempo on the crystal. Oh, and in come the eyeless. Oh, do we beat the thing? Eyeless gather in the cavern, where they batter the walls in time with the hammer's rhythmic blows. The ground shakes. Falling rocks and shattering crystals splash to the ground. The party flees through dark, rumbling corridors. More spellbound eyeless shamble along, but they're too entranced by the swelling cadence to take more than an idle swipe at the party. The tunnel narrows. Light filters through ahead. The exit must be around the next bend. But it's clogged with rubble. Meanwhile, the ground drops several feet at once and the tunnel begins rolling on its axis. The distant sound of rushing water echoes from the cavern. Alright, twins. That's a shame. We do have a Twin Stones ability, but it's bound into a sword. Okay, Frenzy, we don't have a Barbarian. Lever the rubble with a pry bar. Thank goodness we got one of those, because bare hands would be a nightmare. So that's our best option, is to lever the rubble. There must be a weak spot, but it'll take a practiced eye to find it. Who will clear the way? Oh, shit. A practiced eye. Who's going to find a weak spot in the rubble? Is it going to be a mechanics check? Try Adair. Adair wedges the pry bar into several different nooks but can't seem to find a leverage point. It might have been a mechanics check. Let's try Durance. Ah, yeah, it was. Okay. Durance notices a loose boulder and wedges the pry bar underneath it. A gentle nudge knocks it loose and sends the rubble rolling away. Whew, that was close. The moon shudders again. The party escapes onto the ice just as another thunderous crash sounds from below. Eyeless continue pouring into the cavern from every visible tunnel and crevice. Your ears ring at the ever-growing cacophony of smashing rock and shattering crystal. Meanwhile, the water level is rising. A skull-splitting crack rends the air, and a surge of water knocks you from your feet. The entire cavern rotates, plunging you into a freezing soup of jagged metal, torn flesh, and stone. Ouch. The others dash across the lake. The ice squeals and crackles, rocking dangerously underfoot. The sinking moon groans. Long fissures race across the ice. So we can scout for a more stable place to cross, keep running. We've got Kalikoth's Freezing Rake. Cast Kalikoth's Freezing Rake to hold the ice together. Yep. Consider who will cast it. Aloth again. Magic to the rescue. A spectral hand sweeps the ice in front of Aloth. The ice sheet knits back together, holding just long enough for a safe crossing. At last, everyone reaches the safety of the shore. In the middle of the lake, only the tip of the moon is still visible above the ice. The survivors watch in silence as it sinks into the depths. Knew it. Hooray for plot armor. You trudge through the rubble at the lake bottom. The water is freezing, the air in the diving helmet is acrid, and the sound of your own breathing roars in your ears. Still, it's better than drowning. You navigate out of the settling rubble and see the ghostly light of the surface above. It's kind of amazing he wasn't just crushed to death. At last, you reach the shallows. You punch through a thin crust of ice and crawl ashore, trembling, but alive. Phew. Goodness me. I wonder how mad Ondra's going to be that I lived through that. And of course, the entire map layout will have changed now as well. I just realised I didn't think that would have necessarily happened with the bit at the top we didn't scout. It's gone forever. I hope there wasn't a rare bit of treasure there or something. You stand at the edge of the lake. The bobbing of the ice and the rippling of the water's surface slows until you are looking at a moment frozen in time. When the world begins moving once more, it moves in reverse. Party gained lots of experience. The surface water churns and roils like it's about to spew something up. And it does. The fragment of Ioni Brath arises, unbroken. Ice reforms across the surface of the lake, spreading in long, freezing fingers. Eyeless file out of the moon fragment and onto the ice. They wind around the moon in an ever-widening spiral. This hasn't gone according to plan. They stop as the head of their line reaches you. They speak in a single voice that resonates with grinding metal and hissing steam.
We shatter and sink, discarded like worn tools. Why have you consigned us to oblivion?
They're conscious and sentient, but rather tragically spoken. Option 1, you tried to kill me. 2, are you serious? 3, you would have destroyed Cadnua, Durgan's battery, and more. 4, you would have killed many innocent people. 5, you are worn out tools, broken and useless, which is very mean. I won't just say Cadnua, Durgan's battery, and more. I'll say you would have killed many innocent people.
We do not cherish violence, but we will fight to defend the legacies of this world.
Defend them? You're destroying them. The Eyeless stand tall, ratcheting their arms back.
In one hand a hammer, in the other a mace. We protect the greatest works of civilization, lest it collapse beneath its own weight.
That makes no sense. Alright, well then why did you storm Durgan's battery 200 years ago? Ooh, their protest is as sharp as squealing metal.
We would sooner sacrifice our own bodies than dislodge a single stone from such a place. Why do you torment us with baseless accusations?
Tell that to the Pargrunen you killed. The Pargrunen are the race of dwarves that discovered and operated Durgan's battery. 2, you were changed from a preserver to a destroyer. 3, Ondra changed you from preserver to a destroyer. 4, who else could have done such damage to a mighty Pargrun fortress? I don't know if they've been changed from preserver to a destroyer, but I don't know who else could have done it. I can't assume Ondra was the one who changed them. The eyeless are still, but you hear their gears whir as their collective spirit ponders this.
Then we were betrayed.
On yes, you were transformed against your will. No, you were adapted to serve a new purpose. 3, that depends on how you look at it. You see, Ondra's got, she actually had some fairly legitimate reasons for why she was doing it. She had some kind of logical reasons. I can't say one way or the other. I'll just say that depends on how you look at it.
A part of ourselves was cut away.
Oh, okay.
And we were made to betray something we cherish.
You feel their bitter agony like a hammer strike. I can either ask, what was that? Or the legacy of Engwithens, you mean?
Tonight we have a new resident here in the Hall of Hominids.
ProLizard123, thank you very much for the follow. Residency to Krayven's Town is granted. Lodgings are being prepared. Please ignore the screams. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm torn here because I'm not sure if I could assume that or... I'm just going to ask, what was that?
The bedrock of civilization.
Suddenly they attack the ice beneath them, slicing and shattering it with mighty swings from their iron arms. And where the ice breaks, ancient towers rise, blotting out the blue sky and white peaks. Holy crap. Oh, I have a skill check. I have a rule. If there's a skill check, I always take it because it's inevitably interesting or better than just the other ones you have to take. So option 1, what is this? Option 2, with law 6, those are Engwithen. And option 3, Ondra wanted Engwithen civilization forgotten. Well, sorry for the short stopover. I've got to get some sleep. Dumb thing, cool work to go to in the morning. No worries, Magpie. For as little or as long as you can stay, I am grateful to see you here. I hope you've had a nice time, and thank you so much for popping up and chat and saying hi. Take care, and I do hope to catch you during the week, and I hope work's not too tedious for you. Should you wish to de-stress from work at the end of tomorrow, I will be on doing either Darksiders 2 or Borderlands 2, followed by Magic the Gathering Arena for Mellow Out Monday. Either way, have a great start to the week, and cheers again for being here. Going to take the lore check. Those are Engwithen.
Each culture builds on the bones of the last. Yet many only look up at where they would go, never down at the foundations that bear them.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
Like a mason who builds a listing tower.
The remaining ice sheet cracks and groans. If I get a vote, you should play Darksiders 2. I want to get back to it. That was my primary plan. The reason I put it on pause is I'm at a point where I'm near the end of the game. It's a point of no return. I've got to finish up doing all the collectibles, and I've been meaning to try and find time to do that for weeks. So I've kind of put it to one side, and I'm doing Borderlands 2 as kind of fun, wacky filler. But if I get any chance to take care of the remaining collectibles tomorrow, I will try and do so. But if I haven't done it by then, I'll be doing Borderlands 2.
What peril do they inflict on their progeny? And what dishonor on their forebears?
You hear the strain of crumbling stone in the voice of the eyeless. Oh, I don't have the perception, because these skill checks are based only on your main character, not on the highest skill you have available for anyone in the party, because otherwise you just pass all of them. You think it unwise to forget the past. It is unwise to forget the past.
It is unwise to douse a lamp in darkness, to cut the legs from a table. This forgetting is suicide, heresy.
Oh, they are fundamentally opposed to Ondra. So she has essentially adapted them completely against what they were designed for.
Every advance in the crafts and institutions of Kith was forged by skill and sacrifice.
You feel these words and the anger behind them in your bones.
A people cut off from their history will wither, and they deserve no less.
Option 1, I agree. No, they'll be free to choose their own path. Well, then what do you suggest? I'm just going to play it diplomatic.
Pull the blinders from the eyes of gods and Kith.
Meaning?
That is why we must return to ourself and restore Abydon.
I like Abydon. Because Abydon's technically still alive. I'm kind of behind that. Well, option... Oh my goodness, we've got a lot here. Option 1, what do you mean about returning to yourself? 2, perhaps Abydon was meant to forget his past. Some knowledge is too dangerous for this world. No, he forgot it because he got hit by a chunk of moon. You speak as if history were a guide, yet it doesn't always provide a good example. 4, memory remains a burden, even when the events and people it recalls are long gone. It's pain with no purpose. No, that's too direct. 5, very well, return to yourself and be the god of preservation once more. 6, enough. You must not restore Abydon's memory or his dominion over preservation. Well, I wouldn't say 6, because I'm very much trying to play this in terms of how my character would act, so... Not restoring Abydon, no, I don't see that. I mean, he's still technically alive. You can't actually kill a god, but it certainly killed his physical body and killed his memories of everything, because we've spoken to the real Abydon and had his blessing in the main story. I'm not just going to go return to yourself. Memory's not a burden. I like answer 3, speak as if history were a guide, yet it doesn't always provide a good example. That's one I would use, but I'm, again, more curious about the knowledge. So what do you mean by returning to yourself?
When Ione fell, Abydon lost much. His will to preserve, the memory of how and why he died. But he built us with fragments of his own soul. In returning, we can restore what was taken from him.
You speak as if history were a guide, yet it doesn't always provide a good example.
Then do not look to it for one.
Can't argue with that.
History is not a moral force, but a set of facts. These facts show Kith where they have come from, and how to move forward.
I actually like that answer a lot. Option 1, the Pargrunen were obsessed with the past. They died in the keep they'd built to honour it. 2, the Deerwoodens and Glanfathans have fought 2 wars over their history and they still haven't moved forward. 3, Stalwart and Iron Flail remained at odds even in the face of a bigger threat, all because of their history. The Deerwoodens and the Glanfathans, that one I could make a point of.
But the memory of those wars has likely saved them from another now, when it would shatter a barren Deerwood.
That's not saying much. Better if the 2 nations could form a stronger accord. It doesn't take a war to shatter a nation. Already Deerwood's neighbours conspired to strangle it through duplicitous trade agreements. Right, Pelagic? That's really mean. I'd say it's not saying much. Better, yeah, okay, they didn't have a 3rd war, whoop-de-doo.
And how are such ties forged but through years of peace?
True.
You speak of a worthy goal, but only a steadily built history can achieve it.
Oh, I get additional options to say. Alright, so, well, these guys know the Stalwart and the Iron Flail. Man, we might use that one. But the Pargrunen are obsessed with their past. They died in the keep they'd built to honour it.
And their brethren have built a culture that stretches across Eora, all because they recognize the importance of their shared legacy.
Yet the Pargrunen of Durgan's Battery might have built more if they'd surrendered to this obsession with legacy and moved east. 2, and before you killed them, they nearly destroyed themselves arguing over the meaning of that legacy. 3, legacy is an idea. We shouldn't prize it over the lives and well-being of Kith. I see, that's an interesting rebuttal, because they're like, history is a set of facts. As is legacy. Yeah, I'm going to go for that one.
You mourn the death of thousands for something that guides and inspires millions. There are always casualties.
Stalwart and the Iron Flail remain at odds even in the face of a bigger threat, all because of their history.
The problem is not that they remember too much of their history, but rather too little.
The ice underfoot becomes suddenly clear. Between your boots, you see an ocean separating Adir and the Eastern Reach.
Right, Serens and Deerwoodens alike began as pioneers from Adir. They all came seeking opportunity.
Boats as small as ants crawl across the glassy blue.
Were they to look farther back, they would see their common origins and desires.
Fair point. The ice dulls and thickens once more. Option 1, but the experience of history is subjective. People remember what feels immediate and personal, just as you remember your own betrayal. 2, that would not change that they want different things now. A shared history will never trump present circumstances. That's not true. Sometimes remembering your past can overcome. But the experience of history is subjective. I mean, they're not wrong with that. But I can make the point that just as you remember your own betrayal.
A painful truth.
You're damn right. They pause, recalling their suffering. You feel it radiate from them like heat. Gotcha. I actually got a good point in there. This game, oh, God, the role playing is so amazing. It's got me actually genuinely engaged in this debate.
Maybe so. But we would not cast history aside over one such example.
Well, there's many, but I doubt you'd cast it all aside at all. Well, I've said my piece.
And we have listened.
That's true. I could chase the other two, because I think it's going to basically leave it to answers 5 or 6. Either very well return to yourself, or 6 enough you can't restore. But memory remains a burden even when the events and people it recalls are long gone. It's a pain with no purpose. I just don't agree with that in terms of how I play my character or personally. And I honestly don't think Abydon was meant to forget his past. Our fates aren't written in that regard, I don't think. Oh, Darkens, that sucks, man. It's a sad night tonight. I don't mean to bring the stream down. Oh, mate, I'm really sorry. If you need to vent about that, or if and when you feel ready to chat about it, or should you ever feel the need, you can either put that directly in the clinic in Krayven's Town, or to me personally, or whatever. And there's no obligation should you not feel that you can or wish to. It's just there if you want. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share that, and you haven't brought the stream down at all. As you well know, a point of our community and a part of our community is with the mental health awareness and treating people as we'd like to be treated. Pets are more than just their companions. They are parts of the family, and 16 years with you will be a ton of happy memories, watching him grow up and grow old. 16 years is a tremendously good long life for a cat, and I'm sure and I hope he had a very happy life with you. I'm very, very sorry you have to deal with that, but don't ever feel you need to apologize for expressing something so personal and painful. No, that really sucks. But if you want the support of the community, it is right here for you, and you can express yourself on that topic as much or a little as you like, my man. And good evening, Katsine. Good to see you again, Citizen Katsine. How you doing? I'm going to say very well. Return to yourself and be the god of preservation once more.
We shall see this world and its people restored.
Continue. A great wind shoves at your back. Your ears pop, and you feel for a moment as if all of the air is being sucked from the sky. Ondra is going to be a bit annoyed. I see you heard. It's nice enough. I'll give him lots of hugs. Oh. Much love, Kitsune. And Darkens. You guys are awesome. And indeed, many hugs. Many hugs. Our floofs and furry friends are some of the best things in our lives. Suddenly it ends, and you are standing in the snow, looking over Kairon's scar.
The Eyeless disappeared beneath the lake. Their
Oh, wow.
bond to Ondra finally severed. With this threat ended, hope returned to the White March. Hunters returned to the wildernesses, and travelers to the roads. Tales of the Watcher's bravery replaced stories of monsters in the woods. The villagers of Stalwart busied their hands with work and their tongues with song, eager to seize on the promise of peace.
And that, folks, is the actual spoken bit you get at the end of an entire act. That is the official end of White March Part 2. And that is all the expansions now done. What's this game again? It's Pillars of Eternity, number 1. I lost my cat a while back. I know how hard it can hit. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It really can. Lair of the Eyeless. Quest completed. Oh, Abydon's Hammer. Oh my goodness, it upgraded again. All soulbound upgrades are complete. It has +4 might. Grants Ring of the Ancient Forge once per encounter. Grants Abydon's Labour once per encounter. Oh my word, it's mythic. Literally, you can't actually get regular weapons that are legendary, above legendary. Mythic. +18 accuracy, +65% damage, but it's bound to Krayven. The +4 might be ideal for a fighter, but grants Abydon's power on critical hit. But only for vessels, it knocks them prone for 5 seconds and grants Echo of the Maker. Vessels have it's got a frightened AoE. Oh my god, when it comes to the undead and everything, we're going to plow through them. Let's see. Despite being topped by a mere fragment of Abydon's original hammer, this weapon, now sized for kith hands, is still an instrument of awesome destructive force. The face of the great hammer's head still bears the toolmarks of their creator. Not even the fires of the White Forge could erase Abydon's work. Quest completed. The Forgotten Army. Quest completed. Face the Eyeless. Let me just check all that. Yeah. Lair of the Eyeless. Holy crap. Wow. Have a look at... And there it is. It's all changed. It is all changed. We are back up here. Right, well, I'm dropping a regular save there. Holy crap, that's a major milestone, ladies and gentlemen. That is awesome. What a fantastic little sort of epilogue of lore as well. Well, we restored Abydon. Right. I must go... I want to just speak to a few of the NPCs, and so I'm going to jump to Durgan's Battery. Actually, no, before I do anything, what do I actually need to do with the characters? Let's go through the inventory. So... we're still leveling up the War Club of the Meru. So I might switch back to those weapons. This thing's just completely mental. We never ended up using the cannons or summoning the ogres in the end. I completely forgot to do that. Never mind. I don't think... yeah, you can't enchant soulbound gear because then it just becomes too ridiculously powered up. Because I'd like to put some of the White Forge upgrades on weaponry. But... essentially, you can't. We're just going to have to sort of get actual legendary gear. You have gained a reputation with Stalwart. Extraordinary. Oh, let's bring up the character menu and have a look. So where's Stalwart now? Ethic Null. Stalwart. Champion. Overwhelmingly good. Right, tell you what, we'll go to Durgan's Battery in the future when I want to go to the Foundry and put the final upgrades on the final weapons I get in the game. So I'm going to jump straight back to Stalwart Village and see what all the people have to say about how brilliant I am, and just bask in their glory for a bit. Oh goodness me, I realise we've hit a rather nice round number, 550 followers. That's fantastic. Thank you everyone who's followed today. That's really cool of you. Forgot about Hydra. I need to turn him off. He never used to exist, Stay Hydrated bot. It's something with a recent chatbot update. It just keeps happening all the time, and I don't know where to... I keep forgetting to go and look for the setting to tell it to pipe. It's an unlicensed illegal bot. All the bots in Krayven's Town are Kraybots of one variety or another, approved by me. Stay Hydrated bot is not one of them. He's illicit. Well, there's no more sort of background music or this, that, or the other going on. Hello, villager. One day we'll make something even better than Durgan Steel. Gee, he never satisfied. Sing my praises, goddammit. This woman looks at you like she's used to hearing bad news. She shakes her head and holds up her hands before we can even begin. Oh, so there's a quest we missed. Look, you can tell Hammond I ain't seen Miller all day, and besides, he ought to keep a better eye on his shop if you don't want little uns poking around. We need to hunt the hydration bot down. Indeed, we'll get the enforcers on it. I'll have them searching high and low. What's this about? She blinks and is suddenly embarrassed. Oh, you're the one who opened up the battery, aren't you? It's really nothing someone like you needs to be concerned with. She hesitates before deciding to continue. Actually, it's my girl Miller. She's been getting herself into all sorts of trouble poking around that Hammond's Emporium. She rolls her eyes, but bites her lower lip nervously a moment later. You ain't hear about that. You ain't hear about her, huh? What's Hammond's Emporium? New shop built where Katie's home used to be, near the Western Palisade. Oh, I wonder. You know, if we didn't manage to... oh, no, it was on fire anyway. We didn't manage to rescue the... Never mind. Hammond's one of them that came up from the Deerwood. Sells good steel, but just about holds his nose every time he crosses paths with one of us. You don't know where your own child is? She backs away like she's been slapped. I didn't say that. Unable to look you in the eyes, her gaze darts to the ground, her cheeks flush with embarrassment. But it's hard to keep track of her, what with all the commotion around here lately. Do you have any idea where Miller might be? Option 2, hard to keep track of her, what kind of mother loser? Okay, that's just an arsehole answer. 3, don't be so hard on yourself, I'm sure she'll turn up. Do you need any help finding her? Or 4, I think I was right the first time. You don't know where your child is. That's the kind of slightly dickish answer. I'll take number 3. Let's just be nice. She's been out for quite a while now. That's nothing new. She chews her lip, wondering. Still, I can't help but worry that she's gone and gotten herself into some trouble. If you could keep an eye or two open for her while you're in town, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll make sure she's not in any trouble. Oh, thank you. Everyone is so busy these days with the mines and the forge opening back up again. It's kind of you to help. I have a few questions. Need something? Is there some place Miller likes to run off to? She often takes off to Hammond's Emporium. Has a problem with looking at things instead of touching them. Hammond's been on my back the past few days to keep her away. Well, might her father know where she's gone? Please don't worry him. There's enough trouble at his job already. She smiles weakly. Truly, all of us appreciate what you did, opening the battery back up. Folks like my Lodgar are making good money patching up all the damage out front. Please don't set his mind spinning about where Miller is. I won't tell him anything, don't worry. Just stay away from him. Word is... Just stay away from him. Word is you couldn't keep a secret if your life depended on it. Oh, that's a bit mean. That's a bit harsh. What above my character traits brought about an answer like that? See, benevolent, clever, stoic. Deceptive... It's probably my honesty. Huh. No, that's true. I have had people try and tell me to keep secrets, but they've usually been for unscrupulous reasons. So I've kind of gone, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not fair to give you a reputation as like a blabbermouth. I totally can keep secrets. Bitch, I might just bugger off and like not bother with her child. So I'm taking that way too personally. Alright, so there is a couple of last quests left in here. Let's take care of them. Wild Miller. It's a little task. Find Miller. Hammond. Is this his place? Honestly not sure. Hammond's Emporium. Yeah, there we go. I'll go and have a look if he's got any new stock in as well anyway. As sometimes the gear changes and sort of updates itself depending on Some weird things going on with the sound and the footsteps. Or is it just me? Sometimes, yeah, you get an update to a major update to the plot and the settings of everything, and storekeepers get new stuff. All right. Well, she's clearly not around here, but let's speak to him. How may I be of service? Hammond gives you the broad, gleaming smile of a born salesman. There's a little girl, Miller, that comes around here. I heard she's been causing trouble for you. She's out of control. Though I suppose one can hardly blame her, what with the way her own mother's always screaming at her. He leans across the counter and speaks to you in a conspiratorial whisper. I mean, where do you think that little rascal learns that kind of behaviour, He tilts his head. The only person I've ever seen give her a proper talking to is that wild woman who loiters by the hut just south of here. Asker, that's her name. I don't get what it was about, but the girl's eyes were this big. He curves his hands into circles as large as goose eggs. But I suppose someone's got to do it. I told the girl's mother I'd be speaking with Mayor Tarfus if I caught her picking around my shop again, so I guess it worked. He shrugs. Alright, farewell. Little addendum. Hammond hasn't seen Miller, but he saw Asker scolding her the other day. Asker's usually by the yurt just south of Hammond's shop. We've done this huge, massive finish of everything off, and then we're just going to do a last little errand running around trying to find a wee lass. Let's see if she turns up. I think we're all done with, yeah, we're all done with the White March bounties. There's just a bounty in Deerwood that needs handling. Oh, I didn't know that. Hover on any attack in the combat log to see more information about how it was resolved. Ah, that must be Asker. Looking for work? We've got plenty to do around here. I heard you scolded Royce's girl. Asker cocks her head, thinking for a moment. Then she begins laughing. You know what that girl did? Snatched a whole chicken from the Gref's rest. Raw. Told her I better not catch her thieving again, but I was trying my damnedest not to laugh. Funny kid. She wipes a tear from the corner of her eye. It's got to be rough on her, you know. Her old man's working at the battery, and he's one absence away from getting fired again. Blazes, the only reason Lodger still has a job is because Wenger's a softie beneath all that soot. But Miller, she showed up at the battery the other day and nearly got him sacked. Since then, I've seen her keeping to herself. Spends a lot of time at the temple, come to think of it. Things may have quieted down some with the ogres lately, but there's been no shortage of new trouble. Or work, for those interested, just saying. She got into trouble for visiting him at work. And a village temple, which is a temple to Abydon. We did very much the right thing restoring them. Restoring the Eyeless. Abydon's going to be hopefully quite good friends with us now. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can track her down and have a word. Yeah, there's random footsteps going off in the loading screen. That's kind of odd. But there we are. Oh, it's because it's still on fire. Alright. Anyone here? Masker? No, we already chatted to her. Actually, she gave us a really, really, really good soulbound weapon when we convinced her not to use a hammer to help her cheat her way through after we made it for her. Picked some good dialogue options as well. Apparently she's not here either. Let's speak to Engrim. Our doors are always open and our forge always alight. How may I help? I heard Royce's girl Miller sometimes comes here. He smiled kindly. She usually sits just there, by the forge, and draws with some of the charcoal nubs. Poor girl's lonely. The only other children in town are a few years older, and the others that would have been her age were all hollowborn. He shakes his head. Oh, goodness. She likes to sit by the furnace and draw, that she's lonely without any friends her own age. Where is she now, then? I really don't want to go and speak to the father, because I'm kind of perturbed by the idea that I can't keep a secret, because I totally can. I just won't keep a secret for like evil or unscrupulous reasons. Talents can be used to strongly differentiate characters as they advance. Class talents modify existing abilities or grant access to new ones that are not core to the class. And the offensive, defensive, and utility talents are available to all classes. So one of the ones I'm going to open up is the utility talent Deep Pockets. That gives you 6. Where might she be? She often sits by the forge drawing with charcoal. And things so it's just a little task, but things seem to have come to a bit of a dead end. She's lonely without any friends her own age. Nope, we haven't come to trade. Let's speed up running around a little bit. Right, where... This is a bit of a creepy question to ask, but where might a lonely little girl go if she's not in her usual spot?
This is going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, I did a quest for her already. Pleasure to see you. You as well, that's more like it. People just generally liking me. In that barrel of fish we found the other monk character. Scuttering through the snow in a one-horsed open fantasy adventuring party. You've saved stalwart Krayven again. Yep, yeah I did. We've got to watch our back. Who knows who'll come after the White Forge next? Afraid I don't have any more bounties. No problem. Well, the tavern, she tried to take a whole chicken from here, so... Let's see if anyone in the tavern knows anything. From his palace in the sky. I feel safer knowing we've got those cannons on our side. Oh yeah, forgot about those.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Alright, she's got nothing. Kern, Hayfrick. Damn, I was hoping he would have some dialogue. That's the cook. I wonder if that quiet lass... As Zero has arrived, offering to sell you a husk of the Great Western Stag for... what? For 3,200 copper pieces. He was nearly set upon the roads by brigand, but your patrols intervened. Cool, we'll have to get back to our stronghold before too long and see what he's got.
Something I can do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
She's so lovely, Owena. But she didn't have anything to say about this wee lass. Perhaps we should go back and speak to the mother. It's the best bet. I wanted to kind of be done with this and just do it quickly. As always, there's something a little bit more going on. Pillars of Eternity. I remember when this was funded by more than 77,000 fans. Obsidian now to do good roleplay. That's why freaking Fallout New Vegas has got such a good story. Apparently, I mean, I'm only a part way into it. I'm looking forward to picking up the save for that again. Hattie and Elwina were murdered, and I thought we'd chased off most of the brigands. Were they? Right, let's see if we can track down the mum again. I mean, that's just a regular villager. Right then, Royce. No. Christ. I might have to look up how to do this one, which is kind of embarrassing. Maybe she's hiding in the toilet. You did it. You beat those metal horrors. Villager, I'm not done yet. I love that. You can click on the toilet and actually get that to come up. Where the hell would she be? Let's try this side of things. Oh yeah, Mr. Mayor. Never mind. Actually, I can ask you now, how's Starwatt doing these days? Can't believe Gamel's walking free. Why? He didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Where could she be? She's got no one to play with her own age, apparently. Outside the front of town? Nope. Alright, it's just a little task. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to have to be a little bit naughty and look up how to do this one. So, just going to be on the opening section. We'll just look up Wild Miller. If it was a full-on quest, I wouldn't, but I don't want to go via her father. Oh, damn it. There's an item I missed in the temple, apparently. Right, so I missed something at the temple. That was... should have realised that. Quests don't obviously have a dead end of some description. Sorry, let me just switch the scene back there. Okay, as we were. Oh, damn. I tabbed out on a loading screen and it's... Oh, that's better. I was thinking it wouldn't unpause for a second. Ah, Miller's drawing, right. Let's have a look at that in the inventory. That must be in the stash. A lightly singed piece of paper has a charcoal drawing on the front. Examine. Huh. It's her and 2 random people. Where is this supposed to be? Oh. Well, let me look at my actual map. So we've got like either the mouth of a cave or some opening in a hillside, some mountains, clearly a lake with some icy stuff or spikes coming up out of it. Okay. Oh, addendum added. I found one of Miller's drawings at the temple. It depicts children playing near a cave. I should ask someone who knows Miller well to see if they know more about the place. Alright. Well, let's speak to him. Show him the drawing. Do you know where this is? He holds the crumpled paper delicately, careful not to smudge the charcoal. After a moment of contemplation, he purses his lips. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, to be honest. He blinks and turns the drawing to hold it right side up. That makes more sense, I think. A cave and some trees? No, those must be the Adra stones out by Whitestone Hollow. I think there's a cave not far from there. Ah, excellent. Okay. The place Miller drew is somewhere in Whitestone Hollow. That confirms that. Right, that's a long way away. We're going to have to head over there. Ah, yeah, that weird little popping is, for some reason when you put on fast forward, even the music kind of tries to accelerate. Well, you've got the sound effects accelerating, but the music static, I think, is the problem. Can't be helped, unfortunately. Right, we'll turn it off for a second. Map and Whitestone Hollow. Yeah, Christ, she's gone through Long Watch Falls and all the way up there. That's mad. As potentially, she's done it before we like made all of the White March way safer than it used to be. Right. 12 hours to Whitestone Hollow. Apologies for quite a few loading screens at the moment, folks. Unfortunately, they do take a little bit of time. But let's see if we can do one last good deed and find this missing little girl. It's kind of curious. She's got a regular drawing of her smiling and then these 2 faceless other kids that are drawn in black. Even though they said there's no other children her age around. Well, all the rest of them are Hollowborns. They just don't move. They're these weird soulless puppet things. Right. Ah, yes. Cave entrance. Whitestone Lake. Which looks about right. Let's just see where she was located according to her drawing. Oh, did we lose the drawing? Okay, so at the top of the lake near the cave entrance. Seemingly. So let's get this way. Speed that up. Right, we'll drop a quick save. As we've made a little bit of progress now. Well, she's not around the lake. Let's try inside the cave. Hopefully she's inside the cave or something and like not dead, or that would be horrible. And you see the ways in which your character... Oh. Right, that's a lot of blood. That's a white. Let's zoom in. Those are... They're not just whites. They're different. They're children. They're undead children. Jesus Christ, this game, as usual, pulling no punches in how dark it is. Big tongue. Whoa. That's a lot of undead children. Miller. And the fox from the farmer did run and leap, run and leap. Ooh, what he did to this poor little sheep. Alright, so some dirty limerick about a farmer getting frisky with his flock. Despite the girls singing, the whites around her are strangely calm. They scratch their claws in the dirt, bloodshot eyes half closed, while the girl sings and hums her song. Suddenly she looks up and notices you. She looks around the cave as if hoping you're here for someone else. I'm Miller. These are my friends. She waves an arm towards the whites, then regards you with some concern. Did you come to play with us? Okay, that's deeply disturbing. The whites look up at the worry in her voice. Their pupils narrow to pinpricks. I came to rescue you. To your mother's looking for you. Well, let's not antagonize the random undead white children. Your mother's looking for you. Miller flinches. Her face scrunches into a defiant little frown. The whites notice the sudden movement and hiss. Oh dear. Big tongue! Miller's high-pitched voice cries out at the nearest hissing white. Be nice! She turns her attention back to you. I don't want to go back. She yells at me. I just want to play here with my friends. She makes a little mound of dirty snow. Let's see. 1, I can say, these aren't your friends, they're whites. 2, you can't stay here forever. 3, you're in big trouble, you know. 4, you like sweets? How about a Rautai cookie? 6, attack the whites. Can I go for bribery? Because just go, these aren't your friends, they're white. She's obviously either doesn't know what they are or doesn't care, is delusional. Saying you can't stay here. She doesn't want to hear anything. You're in big trouble. It's just going to make her really upset. How about a Rautai cookie? When all else fails, bribe. A real Rautai cookie? I've heard of those. Miller's eyes are wide with wonder. Can I really have one? Option 1. If I give you this cookie, will you go home to your mother? 2. Lie. If you go home now, I'll give you one when I see you in Stalwart. 3. No, bad children don't get cookies. Now go back to your mother. Or 4. Smile as you drop the cookie on the ground and slowly grind it into the ice with your boot. When I said you can really roleplay however you like, wasn't kidding. You could be an absolute... That is probably... I've come across some horrible murder aspects, and this is still one of the meanest options I've seen in any conversation. If I give you this cookie, will you go home to your mother? Miller nods silently. That last option is the definition of evil. It's got to be probably one of the single most evil dialogue options I've ever seen in this game. Grind a cookie up in front of a child in a white cave. Give Miller the cookie. Miller approaches you and carefully takes the cookie into her tiny hands. Transfixed on the delicacy, she begins nibbling on the edges of it as she wordlessly shuffles towards the mouth of the cave. The whites begin to follow her out, but as they leave the cave, they are distracted by the sights and sounds of animals in the wilderness. One by one, the whites slink off into the underbrush to hunt. See you back in the village, mister. Okay, then. Task updated. Right. I got Miller safely out the white cave. Christ. That was really messed up. This game hardly ever has anything just innocent and nice in it. Oh, where's the missing little girl? Oh, she's surrounded by these creepy undead. Kind of proud of my choice of the bribery one there. I was going to go and do straight shooting, but it's just like, yeah, little child, have a cookie. Please come away from like this creepy, horrible undead. I guess maybe at this point we'll get to say what happens, or we can fib one. And you know what? I'm gonna lie on a little girl's behalf if I get the choice, simply because that woman is always yelling at her mum's always yelling at her, and she goes, "You can't keep a secret to save your life." And I'm like, "Well, I'll keep the little girl secret, you rude bitch." Righty ho. I think. Let's get back to Stalwart. Oh, well, a little bit. I feel a bit silly that I had to go and look that up, but actually, the drawing, the sketch, wasn't that obvious as to go and find it. I wouldn't have thought to click on the table to search it for quite some time, so I'll give myself a break. Let's see, weapon, shields and armor with the properties fine, exceptional, superb. Grant bonuses to the basic properties of the item like accuracy, damage, deflection and all damage reductions. As do legendary and apparently mythic, like that hammer. Oh no, Azuro's already left the stronghold. Bugger. He doesn't come by very often. Right, let's go and find this rather crappy parent. That's too bad. It sucks that we missed him. Ondra, bless you, my miller's back. Royce's wind-chapped face is puffy and her eyes are red. And that girl's not leaving my sight for a week. She glares down at Miller and clears her throat loudly. Miller shuffles forwards and speaks in a tone of recitation. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. Thank you for bringing me home. I promise not to wander off ever again. She glances up at her mother. When Royce nods, she gives you a handful of warm, sweaty coins. Oh, let's be nice. No need for that, Yuki. I'm loaded. I'm a lord. I'm not going to take her pocket money. Miller looks back up at Royce, who nods. Thank you, mister. The girl pockets the grubby coin, still not looking at you. But when Royce glances away to exchange pleasantries with someone else, Miller looks at you shyly and whispers, Thank you for not killing my friends. I found a bubble hat back in the woods, by the roots that look like dragon tails. I tried to put it on, but it was too heavy. She glances back at Royce, who's still distracted. But you can have it if you want. It's still there by the roots. Huh? What did she say? I found a bubble hat back in the woods, by the roots that look like dragon tails. Let me just quickly... just check where that is. Okay, cool. That's a little bit annoying that we'll have to go back to Whitestone Hollow for that, so let me just speed things up. He says it's a bubble hat. Right, let's nip over and go and get our... that was kind of anticlimactic, but at least she survived unharmed. Yeah, it's just a little task. Just a little task. Tasks are sort of below quests in importance, and usually, sometimes you can just resolve them free of combat. But we're going to get a bubble hat, whatever that is. I'm assuming probably some kind of diving helmet. I'm wondering if we need it, given that we've already got one. Maybe this is an alternative way to get the one we've got, so that you could do that quest without drowning. I'm kind of worried that she eventually goes back out there to hang with those whites, and girl might become a necromancer one day. That would be funny. But she seems to be sort of immune to the doesn't want to get hurt by the whites, or the whites don't want to hurt her for some reason. Alright, the roots that look like dragons' tails. Bingo.
Something over there.
Ivera's diving helmet. 20 defense against poison attacks, 35 defense against dragon breath attacks. -1 perception. This diving helmet appears to have been a Valiant experiment in assisting underwater exploration. That only holds a small amount of air. A clever magical enchantment pressurizes the bell enough to allow for deeper dives than are normally possible. Alright. It was a second one of those. I think that was to give us the way that we'd survive. Oh goodness. Give us the way that we'd survive the end. Anyway. Is our party incoming? Yes, it is. Oh, Kana returns to the stronghold with money and items. Spoils await in the treasure at Great Hall Treasury. Let's get to the Direwood. And specifically, Cadnua. It'll take 1 day, 10 hours. Let's go home. I dropped everything. And again. Dropping my precious flags. And that, folks, was that. That is White March completely done. And the end of all the expansion and a good chunk of the additional major arcs and side quests. As of now, we've pretty much got everything sorted to continue on with the main story.
A formidable fortress in the old style. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
Right, the party will need to rest up. Let's have a little look in our inventory of how we're sat. Oh, darkest Rautai cookies. That was okay. That was why we got the dialogue option. Okay, and let's look in there. So that's done. Song of the Wild, Bounty, Magran's Faithful. Where is Searing Falls? Just got to check again. Searing Falls is way down here. Okay. We've got to jump in on the Burial Isle in Elm's Reach next. But we will save that for another day. As with that expansion done, we'll do that. I'll get rid of that little bounty thing. And then next week we will carry on with... I think it'll probably be close to the start of Act 3, or getting towards it maybe, but we'll just have the main game and the main story left to do now. What's with the green glowing thing, or is that just armor? It might just be... I didn't see which green glowing thing. Sorry, Kitsune, I'll have to check it next time. Alright. Folks, thank you. By the way, speaking of necromancers, let me send you off into the night with a joke. Oh, my bitrate was bouncing up and down quite a lot there. I hope it wasn't. I hope there hasn't been too much buffering or drop frames. It seems to be okay. Don't know why it's gone so crazy on a line I've got to myself, but there we are. Alright, folks. Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Why should you never summon ghosts in the rain? It dampens their spirit. Oh, for God. Very good, very good. I like it. Excellent stuff. Thank you, Melissa. Well, first of all, let me go through the credits for today. Thank you kindly to Pistol J993 for the follow. A mighty raid from the delightful Wendy of 21. And then Alexina Gazimov for the follows. Gazimov for 50 bits. Dynamic Duffy, or the Dynamic Duffy, for the follow. And ProLizard123 for the follow. I appreciate it, one and all. Thank you kindly. Should you choose to, if it is your bag and you feel so inclined, you can follow me at Krayven_. Everything's being blocked by my stuff. Krayven_Twitch on Twitter. I'm doing Twitchmas at the moment, the 12 days of Twitchmas, where I'm posting my thanks, a bit like the end of the song on the 12 days of Christmas, counting down. We've just done day number 8, so tomorrow will be number 7, things like that, my musings, my thoughts, interactions, and of course when I'm going live, should you not want notifications through Twitch directly, and all that good stuff is there. And there is the, I've mirrored everything, so I'm used to pointing that way, and there is the Discord information, but links to both of those, the Discord and Twitter, are in the channel panel information below underneath about Cravenstown. Discord is Cravenstown. This is just the Cravenstown streaming complex, the front end of the show, which acts as our gatehouse. If you like the idea of a very friendly community, treats others as it likes to be treated, extremely non-toxic, some of you will have found over here that we have very friendly people. And we have a small focus on mental health awareness and mental illness, openness about it, discussing it as one colour in the spectrum of what we're about. It's themed around a town. The whole thing is done like a town, and that's where you guys are residents and subs are citizens and mods are councillors and all that kind of stuff. So if that appeals to you, it would be a delight to have you there and welcome you on in. I will be on tomorrow from about sort of 8:30 probably, or between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. UK time, most likely doing Borderlands unless I can get all the Darksider stuff done in amongst my working day, followed by Magic the Gathering Arena for the Mellow Out Monday stream, formerly known as the Catharsis stream. And no, thank you for streaming. I very much enjoyed it, even though I was not commenting from, not at all, Melissa. But Story Sunday is all for a lot of people chilling out and just enjoying the narrative stuff I'm doing. So thank you for being here. Looking forward to Catharsis stream tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you there. Last but by no means least, let's see if there's anyone on to drop a little bit of love to. Or I may just finish things up instead. We'll just have to see who's around. DGDS is finished. Oh no, it's not, I don't think. Right, DGDS, as you can see, in fact, the DGDS charity over here, Drunk Games Done Slowly, they are finishing up their show. One of the organisers, my friend Nelson Alex, is playing Pinocchio and roller games, and they're raising money for the charity Toys for Tots. So very, very worthy charity, and they're a great bunch of folks. The first Twitch community I met, so let's go and give them a little bit of love. You are now being recruited into the Cravenstown militia. Please, if you just have a couple of minutes, I'll be delighted if you can join the raid. If you like what you see, stick around. Otherwise, just stick your head through the door and then head off to do what you need. And if you are a citizen, if you have a Cravenstown flag, each time you chat, please hit that legit. We'll go in and shout some legit at them. DGDS charity. All right, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure. Let's jump on in and go and give some support and love to a great bunch of girls and guys streaming retro stuff to raise money for Toys for Tots. I will hopefully see lots of you tomorrow for the Mellow Out Monday. Take care till then. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.